Yo, what's going on? This is the youngest in charge, Leon Slater, and you're listening to the Sports Jedi Network. You get me?
You're watching Jedi Sports Network with Kev.
I'm Tom Hannafin from TNA Wrestling. You're watching the Jedi Sports Network.
Tune into Heel of the Ring podcast on the Sports Jedi Network channel. May the sports be with you.
What's up, Kevin? It's me, Miles Bourne. I just wanted to come on here real quick and say thank you for your support. I really appreciate it, and the fact that you're there every Tuesday really means a lot to me.
Hey guys, this is Elena Black, and you are watching Sports Jedi Network.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Sports Jedi Network with the Sports Jedis here. We are ready to break down a crazy, chaotic weekend of professional wrestling. Yes, we're going to do 3 of the 4 cards. We're going to preview it. We're going to give our predictions, our thoughts, our process. The 4th one, you could check out that special show that we did yesterday. And again, I wanted to give a big, huge shout out to our friend Marie Shadows. Of course, the New Japan correspondent here on the Sports Jedi Network. I want to say that. And she's part there bringing that knowledge with the boys on the Forbidden Door concept. So they have a full 2 hours just for All Elite Wrestling. So we're not going to cover it today here because we gave it a 2.5 hour strength on it. Again, we are powered by our sponsors, Dude Wipes. Dude Wipes, stay fresh, stay match ready. Dude Wipes on the Sports Jedi Network, wiping the competition clean. Also by Blackout Coffee. Stand up, wake up, never back down. blackoutcoffee.com. Use my promo code SportsJedi20 and save 20% off. Also powered by G Fuel. G Fuel Energy. Fuel your stream, fuel your life. Go to G Fuel Energy, PGH Chris, and save 20% off. Also by Devin and Lang. Devin and Lang for all your intimate apparels or more. So again, salute Haas. I know Chris will be joining us in a second. How are you, Haas?
Trying to get it together. Got a little summer cold going, but again, we don't stop the train. Never not working. We're getting after it. We got a big weekend going on, and I'm not going to let the sniffles get in the way of that. So we're going to get these predictions out, get this content out for the people, because what we're here for, we love the people. So we're going to get after it for them. So glad to be here.
And of course, you remember there's always a mission statement by Haas, even though it's not Saturdays, but every time he's on, remember it's hot outside. Haas, your mission statement of the day.
Oh, you know what it is. Your wellness check, everyone. Make sure you wash your ass. Make sure you go move your body and make you some money today. But we got heat waves going on across the world, not just this nation, across the world. So please wash up, keep it together, get it clean. And I want you all to be prosperous this summer. So please wash up strong.
And of course, the third man of the trios of the Jedis from Pennsylvania, the one and only PGH Chris. What's up?
My apologies for the minor technical difficulties. What's up, everybody? I'm excited to be talking some wrestling other than AEW. Haas, I think we could use a refresher from the last 2 days of talking some AEW. We're here to talk about the crazy week of pro wrestling this weekend. I'm ready. Let's get right to it, man. No time wasted.
It's cool. It's a little bit of a palate cleanse. So here we go. Let's get a little bit of. Hopefully, this gives us a little substance. There's the Night of Champion card, all across the board there. One of the matches I kind of want to start off. Let's go with the men's United States title with Trick Williams taking on the one and only Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints getting his first premium live event opportunity here. We've seen the story there where you kind of had like a best of 3 series with Carmelo Hayes. Some people would like to see Carmelo Hayes in that picture, but we don't have Carmelo. We've got now Trick Williams and Ricky Saints. I'm going to go to Haas here. Haas, this match here, the build, first and foremost, did you enjoy the way they got the build here? And are you this is a question I'm going to ask for both of you guys. Are you surprised that United States title is on this PLE card? And who do you like?
Well, for the question about surprises on the card, no, I'm not surprised because there's no Roman on the card, so there's no World Heavyweight Championship. So Night of Champions, honestly, for a PLE called Night of Champions, I think every title should be defended, but that's just me. But I'm not surprised that it's on there because they had to put the main titles on here. So it's great to see that Trick Williams and company are in a big position here. As for the prediction, I think Trick retains here. I think the play is for SummerSlam. And Melo probably interferes, and that's how Trick goes over. And we're going to have a triple threat at SummerSlam. So I think Trick wins this match.
All right. Did you enjoy the build?
The build's fine. It's like, trust me, in wrestling in 2026, it's about the best we're going to get for a build. So I can't really argue with the results, even though we're grading on a curve. So it's fine. It's fine.
All right. I'm going to throw that same trio of questions to you, Mr. Chris.
The build's fine. Again, I like this match coming up. Am I surprised that it's happening? No. I think all these championships should be defended, considering that it is Night of Champions. I don't know about you, but when I watched it in 2008, 2009, I remember every single championship was defended. So no, I'm not surprised. I'm very happy this is on the card. And this rivalry goes back to NXT. I believe it was a Halloween Havoc that they had their match for the world title. I think Ricky Saints was the world champ, or one of the two. But they had
it was a last man standing match.
Standing match, right? That's what I thought it was. So I forget which pay-per-view it was, but I remember watching the match. Anyway, they go their history goes back to NXT. They've done a good job of translating that onto the main roster. Ricky Saints doesn't necessarily look out of place when he's getting slapped by Trick Williams in the ring face to face with Trick Williams. So I got Trick. I still think there's more they can do with him as the United States champion, but this is going to be a good showing for Ricky. And who knows? I wouldn't even care if this shit lasts another few weeks, because again, Ricky Saints, if you want him, in my opinion, to have a great feud in the main roster, obviously right now he's not really championship worthy, or you could say, right? This is a great feud to him with have. He's going to be in there somebody he's comfortable with. It's not like he hasn't done it with him before, and he's in the contending for a mid-card solid title. I like the way Ricky Saints is going. Hopefully he has a good showing, but I got Trick Williams.
All right, I hear you. Let me ask this question. Little Yachty will be there, yes or no?
No, because it's in Saudi. I don't think he's going to Saudi.
Probably not. I mean, unless he has some kind of deal with Riyadh season, I don't think he's going to be there.
Yeah, true. He was at the wedding, though. Shout out to Lil Yachty.
Well, take that back. If he has a deal with Mr. Beast, he may be there. You know, Mr. Beast has a big presence in Saudi.
Yeah.
So 50-50. He may be there, may not. I can't really say now. It's all about how much money he wants to take in.
Me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I am surprised that this match was on Night of Champions. Thinking the opposite from what you guys were saying. The reason is because the tension that we had in the Middle East. I'm actually surprised we're getting 6 matches.
Oh, he's loved in Riyadh. I'm sorry to cut you off, but Lil Yachty.
Oh, so he is.
He did a sold out hip hop concert there in December 2025 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Yeah, they love him in Saudi Arabia. I just looked it up.
Okay. And with the tensions that we had in the past few months in that region, I'm actually surprised they're giving you 6 matches. Out of all the places that we could have understood a short card, they didn't. They did the total opposite, which makes me raise an eyebrow. Why?
This isn't the first time they've done that.
You're correct. And the build to see Melo with kind of a number 1 contender with Ricky Saints, Little Yachty. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some chicanery fuckery. I don't want to see Trick and Yachty split, but I could see somewhere where Ricky Saints leaves with Yachty. A little bit of a Trick, a crazy finish, so forth. But I still think Trick wins. One of the things about Trick Williams and everyone, I saw a lot of the online internet, but they want to force fed a fatal 4-way for the United States title. They want to throw someone that's not even involved, that's not even in TV, into that fatal 4-way. But Trick Williams' special is a multi-man match. I could see him doing that at SummerSlam with Trick, Melo, and Saints in a ladder, and just a good old-fashioned intercontinental ladder match. You know, for the United States title. In a ladder match, the winner runs up and grabs the United States title. Will be something cool, something that a throwback to, you know, back in the early '90s, Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, before one of those mid-card titles. But I think I see Trick Williams retaining. If there's no shenanigans, if it's a one-on-one, a clean match there, I think he retains. If there's shenanigans, I could see him chasing. People, I think they would like to get people to go whoop that trick or scream and yell for him as the challenger in SummerSlam. So I'm gonna go right now. My heart says he's gonna retain. Guys, I think he's gonna retain. All right, let me give you yes.
Kev, before we move on, I don't think Trick is too long for the U.S. title after SummerSlam, because I really believe they're gonna try to move him up into the main event picture on SmackDown, because I'm not saying this maliciously and other people in the mid card. He seems so much bigger than the mid card right now. Is that fair to say?
No, I hear you.
I agree.
Yeah, like he's all over ESPN. He's all over podcasts. Like
Hip Hop even likes him because of the Lil Yachty stuff.
Right, like he's in a big position to represent the WWE. So I really believe he's gonna. I know we're gonna talk about it later, but he's gonna probably be moved up because look, Sami Zayn might be our champion very soon. He may be. Now, why wouldn't Trick want to go after him in the future? He's like, I've beaten you for a lesser title, just in case that does happen. So that's just something there.
No, I like what you're thinking, because that's called long-term booking. Because you're thinking, here's one thing that we all talk about that people say, people want to see title changes. People get on their soapbox or either in their own platform, or they use their character, 1,000 characters, 250, depending if you have a blue check mark, to make a case on why X wrestler X deserves a world title. But then, okay, you're the champion, then what? And we saw that, we were talking about Slammiversary and TNA after Night of Champions, but we saw that with the former booker. Oh, I didn't want to pull the trigger because I didn't have an opponent for him for XYZ event. Well, right now, you just did something that a lot of these so-called professionals, bookers, didn't do. You already have a feud lined up for possibly if you pull the trigger on Sami Zayn. I love the way you're thinking. And it's so logical and so simple. Like sometimes you don't have to be convoluted and try to make a square in a round peg, which is what I'm seeing a lot of these bookers are trying to do. They're trying to outsmart. Sometimes simplicity goes a long way. There's nothing wrong with the simplicity. If you tell it right, it's still a beautiful work of art. So yeah. I like what you're talking there, Haas. I'm going to talk this next match. It's the Women's United States title. This one I was very surprised to see Jade Cargill taking on Tiffany Stratton for that Women's United States title. And again, bringing these and Night of Champions, yes, I totally agree with you with the world. We bring all your champions, most of your champions there. But then the tensions in the regions, to me, as a skeptic, holds me back. I'm going to ask this question. We saw their match at WrestleMania, not WrestleMania, before in Saturday Night's Main Event, where Jade take away the title from Tiffany. Tiffany's kind of been a little ice cold. We talk about the Andrade ice cold stuff and all the other wrestlers. She's been a little cold herself. Winning that United States Women's title hasn't really been anything to be ragging home about, Chris. Do you like the build? Did you think this match deserved to be on there or earn a spot? And who's going over?
The build, it's okay. I mean, Jade Cargill obviously did a good job of attacking Tiffany and with B-Fab and all that stuff. So, and obviously they had their history going on to Saturday night's main event. So the build's not bad. Am I surprised it's on the card? Yeah, I actually am. Not for just what you said, but none of these two are really popping. I mean, Jade has a little bit of something going on. That's why I think she's going to win. But none of these two are really main players in the women's division in the last few weeks really doing anything really important. So I like Jade. I think she needs something to get her boosted up a little more. I think she's been having better matches over these last pay-per-views, especially her feud with Rhea. If you can get her the United States champion, keep booking her a little stronger, make the people around her legit, B-Fab and Mia Yim. I think Jade could make the U.S. title okay, and then it can be kind of like what she did with the TBS title in AEW, where it's like you could take that title up, build yourself up, and then whoever beats you for it could make that mid-card title mean something, yada yada. And Jade maybe gets back into the world title scene. But I like her winning, have her dominate that division for a while, and I think she'll improve in a lot of people's eyes.
Haas, you're up, buddy.
Okay. Well, I got a complete difference here. I think Tiffany goes over, and I think I don't know what they're calling them, the baddies over here with the WWE. I think they break up tonight. Oh, well, tomorrow. I think it's going to be a complete implosion because Jade doesn't have anything that says I'm better than them right now. Like if she does win the U.S. title, wasn't Michin up here wrestling for the U.S. title when it first came about just last year? And B-Fab too. I mean, they're all on the same level. So the intimidation factor is not there for Jade to just say, I deserve to boss y'all around because I'm the baddest around here. You're not right now. Like you're titleless and you're competing for a title that I competed for if I'm Michin. So I believe they turn on her. I think Tiffany is going to capitalize off of it, hit the PME, and Michin and B-Fab going to end up standing tall over Jade as Tiffany just escaped Saudi Arabia. So I got Tiffany going over.
Well, I that's a different story angle there. I can see that on a SmackDown, so they could generate buzz on a show. I can see that, but if it doesn't happen, if it happens on Night of Champions, I'm not opposed to that. I like what you're talking there. That's a nice thought process. I think it's a little too soon, but it wouldn't shock me. Like you said, I think the attention spans of people are very short, so if they want to break it up, I'm okay with it as well. I think Chelsea Green is the benefactor here because she's trying to endear herself and to Tiffany Stratton trying to say her best friend. I think she comes out to try to save and help. I don't know. I think she's going to factor where Jade loses on a roll-up or a distraction, whatever the case is, and maybe that's going to happen on SmackDown, Haas, where you were saying, hey, you ladies couldn't even take care of Chelsea, and you see Chelsea and Tiffany either become friends where the backstabbing comes later, right before like a Saturday night's main event. Something's going to happen. Remember, it's a quick turnaround, about 3 weeks for Saturday night's main event. So they're going to have to start building that. So maybe something will be loose ends or something begins at Night of Champions. But I'm also with you. I think Tiffany Stratton retains the title there. If they're going to do a title change, and that woman's is going to be at the Garden. If I have a hunch or a feeling.
Think about it. I know when you just said about you think it's going to be a ladder match for the men's U.S. title, maybe at SummerSlam. I'm thinking that's going to happen for the women. That's why I think they're going to start breaking up all these women like Chelsea. You're going to have Chelsea Green, Tiffany, Michin, B-Fab, Jade, and they probably throw Julia maybe, or Kiana James. You're just going to have that big ladder match at SummerSlam. That's where Jade takes the belt in. But I think that's how you set it up.
I like what you're thinking. I like how you're thinking. That's why we have these discussions, these previews, thoughts, because guys, just because we're saying it and it doesn't happen doesn't mean it's terrible. But they didn't do it the way I say it. This is boring. This is garbage. No, it's just us men having a debate, discussion, and just putting things out there, what direction there is. And if they don't book it that way, doesn't mean it's not entertaining. It's not good either. We're just giving you our perspective, our thought process, our creative minds. If you want to say it's creative or not, that's on to you. That's your opinion. But for us, we're having that conversation. We want to have that conversation to see what different avenues could there be there. I'm not expecting WWE to copy and paste exactly. We say, oh, we said that. No, we're having a conversation of what will be cool, will be interesting. If we were playing, it's like if we're playing GM mode on one of the video games. That's why I always say that on there. People take offense because they didn't say it exactly the way I said it on my show. This show, I'm going to ridicule it. No, it leads me to something that a lot of people want to ridicule is this cage match between Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. It feels like this is a feud that is getting a little very long in the tooth. I'm a big fan of Braun Breaker. You know that. You guys know it. My perspective, my professional and fan love for Braun Breaker is he's one of my favorites. But I think it's a little long in the tooth, Haas. The build has been long for me. I'm going to ask you the build, the match, surprises there, or the stipulation in there, and who wins?
I have Seth Rollins going over, and the stipulation is just the best way I can put this is they have no clear direction for Seth Rollins, and it's really they want to keep him in the forefront with Braun Breaker in the young talent, and they want to put him up there with Roman very soon, but they have no clear direction for Seth Rollins, and it just shows because the build is very it's not great. It's just you're trying to carry off the star power of Seth Rollins, and it overexposes him because he's not as big as a star that a lot of people want him to be. And people might consider that a slight. It's just the truth. He's a very good wrestler, but his name value is not as strong as a Roman Reigns, like it should be. But yeah, Seth's gonna win. I can't see Braun. Let's see. By Braun winning, where do they go with him after this? There's no clear direction. With Seth Rollins, they want to go to Roman. If he wins here, you can send him to Roman rather quickly. If Braun wins, it's just going to be a lot of questions because there's a lot of people higher in the pecking order when it comes to the World Heavyweight Championship right now, and that only happened because he got hurt, not because he's not good. He just got hurt. His momentum got stifled just a bit because he got hurt. But yeah, I have Seth going over.
All right, I like what you're coming from. I'm going to go right to you, Chris. Again, the build, surprise that the match is there and who wins. The same question.
Yeah, I agree with Haas because when he won the world title at WrestleMania, like right here, and he got hurt, it definitely killed those momentum. So I definitely would shout out to Seth Rollins. He's my guy. But I definitely understand what Haas is saying about his name value not being there as it should be. This guy's on Good Morning Football. This guy's on Netflix football. This guy's doing all this stuff with the sports world, and he should be. So I agree with that. Who do I think's winning? I think it's Seth. Again, like Haas said, they're gonna try to do him and Roman. They need Seth Rollins' momentum to go up in this story. And I think the reason, Kev, that you may feel like it's a little long, including myself, they didn't have the match at WrestleMania like they were supposed to with Braun Breaker being hurt, having his hernia. So I think that might be why this is going a little longer than anticipated. So I'll give that the benefit of the doubt, but I agree. It should run its course after tonight, or excuse me, after Sunday. There's tomorrow. Oh my gosh, so much wrestling. After tomorrow, Seth Rollins needs to win because he needs to get some momentum going into Roman. And with Braun, I don't know what they do with him. The Vision's kind of, I'm getting tired of the Vision. I'm not going to go on a rampage about them, but there a lot of injuries have cost them. Bronson Reed has, not being there is hurt because they could definitely have done something with Braun and Bronson. They didn't got to do that. Logan Paul and Austin Theory aren't doing it for me anymore personally. So what did they do with Braun? I think they're just going to have him run with Heyman, hopefully, and see what's next. But maybe Oba, I don't know. Maybe Oba after he's done with Brock, but I really don't want to see that right now.
Okay. I'm totally a little bit different from you guys. I thought, to me, the steel cage match, I think Braun Breaker wins. I don't think it's going to hurt Seth Rollins because I think Braun is going to win with the return of Big Bronson Reed, where Big Bronson Reed is going to come out. And for Madison Square Garden, because I'm watching, because they want to set up for the short-term matches. Big Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins. Rollins could be Big Bronson Reed there, and then he could always call his shot against Roman. Or if he wants to heat that up or whatever the case. Because we don't know which direction they're going with the world title. They're going. I think the world title for both heavyweight, for the undisputed and the heavyweight title, I think is mucky. I don't even know they know which opponents they want because of the King in the Ring. That's why I think Big Bronson Reed returns. It sets up Rollins versus Big Bronson Reed. I think Austin Theory turns on Braun Breaker for losing the tag team titles, or vice versa, because you've seen a little bit with Maxime Dupree on Monday Night Raw being very heelish to Chad Gable, not accepting his apology, and you've seen a lot of vignettes with Austin Theory and Maxime Dupree being friendly backstage, getting in the car, which I think if they do that, she's one of those catalysts to give a nut shot to Braun if they have a match later down the road. So I'm trying to think of trying to tie in all these different stories where I think maybe they want to go Braun Breaker babyface, which I wouldn't do that with Obafemi right now. He's going to get lost in the sauce. You can't put Braun babyface right now. You cannot, because you definitely get lost in the sauce with the momentum Obafemi has. Then Braun Breaker, forget it. That's no push there. You need him as the heel with Heyman. I agree with you, Chris. Maybe they'll separate and go, you guys are loose end, and maybe that's when Theory turns on Braun and just say, do I got your attention now? I don't know, but I still, at the end of the day, I think Braun Breaker wins with the help of Big Bronson Reed, and that sets up matches and stuff there, and Theory getting mad, and you can see all that disintegrate, because Logan Paul's not ready to wrestle yet. I think he's not. Maybe Survivor Series, maybe, or Royal Rumble, maybe if he heals up, but he could still be part of the story. The ultimate shit talk or whatever the case is. So yeah, I see that there on there. Do we move on, or you guys go on and add anything to this? All right,
you got it.
All right. I want to go right into. Let's go to that. Do you guys want to do the Undisputed World title or the Men's King in the Ring? Because I think that has a lot of tentacles, a lot of storylines that it just feels like I'm watching Loki from Marvel Universe, where there's so many strings of reality that can happen if they go here. Chris, I'm gonna defer to you. Which one of the two you want to go?
We can go with the men's King in the Ring, because a lot of people are going to be frustrated if Jey Uso wins. And I pulled it up. We talked about it on the Weekly Wrestling when we had the Final Four, right? We knew this was gonna be the match, but people are going to be very, very upset if Jey Uso wins. I got him winning. Monday Night Raw is the Bloodline show. They need Jey Uso to go win this to implicate Story on Monday Night Raw with the Bloodline, yada yada. Roman Reigns saying, "Go fight Cody." We are probably going to, if Cody retains, which I don't think so, but if he does, we're going to get Jey versus Cody. And it's going to be this whole redemption thingy with, Roman's cousin going after Cody. I don't want to see him and Gunther. I think we can all agree we don't want to see him and Gunther again. Jey Uso versus Gunther, correct?
Yeah.
Hoss, you want to see Jey Uso versus Gunther again?
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't.
I honestly rather.
I've seen worse.
So you would, okay, but we're gonna get what? And then the other third option, Sami Zayn, if he's champion, a rehash of the Bloodline. That's why Jey Uso is not going to. He wins, but he's in a lose situation, in my opinion. If that makes sense, that's all people are gonna talk about, no matter what those three opponents are.
I got you.
I think it should be Oba. I mean, King Oba. Tell me that's not badass with this guy with the crown and he doesn't look the part. I mean, come on. King Booker's was phenomenal. But they're going to keep doing the thing with Brock. I don't think we're going to see him, but we're in Saudi, so who knows? Maybe you guys feel the complete opposite, but it's very up in the air. I'm not going to completely rule it out. But I got Jey Uso winning. The build, it's just more of Jey Uso, the Bloodline Roman. Go get him, champ. Go get him, champ.
Remind me after Haas. Remind me to, because I got some rebuttals on those things, or not rebuttals, storyline that could go with that. Remind me on what you said there, because I'm getting a little old. So Haas, I'm gonna go with you there. Give me your thoughts on all the who wins the King of the Ring, the build, and what comes out of this.
Jey Uso is going to be the best thing to win this match, and I'm gonna tell you why. If Oba wins, there's no direction for him after that. He's just going to have the crown there, because if you hot shot him too quickly and say he does say he wins King of the Ring, he challenges Roman and beats Roman at SummerSlam. Who's he wrestle after that? Who's left? He took out the big name, and the only person left is Cody, and he's on the other side. So you're going to have Oba punching down at people as your champion, and you know what's going to happen? The fickle fans will come out and say, Oba can't lose. I'm sick of Oba. I'm sick of Oba. And that's what's going to happen. Wrestling fans, they want to hot shot the new shiny toy so quickly, and they will turn on you just as fast because there's no plan and there's no direction. And Chris, I know you talked about King Booker. We had a different Booker booking King Booker at the time, a creative madman at the time. Right now, we got the sanitized. We have sanitized TKO Paul Levesque booking this show.
I got you.
And it's all about money. So, truth be told, right now, even though Oba is the new fancy toy, Jey Uso is money right now. He's selling the merch. People will buy tickets just to yeet. This is what we do. And then he's beloved in Saudi Arabia, just like his cousin. Those Saudis love to yeet very loudly. So, for the American fans who are sick of Jey Uso it's mostly internet people that are sick of him. You got to take your medicine, because there are more storylines that could come out of Jey Uso winning than Oba winning right now. Trust me, Oba's time is going to come. You got to wait just a little while longer. I think it's going to be Royal Rumble next year. You just got to wait. Oba, he's already ahead of schedule. Take another Jey Uso singles run. Truth be told, he's in better shape right now than he was last year. He's not looking as blown up as he was last year. He's even botching less. No one gives him credit for that because the internet just loves these videos. Oh, man, he messed up here. He messed up there.
I got one. I got one
Yeah.
of those. Yeah,
I know you do. Everybody does. Trust me. But every wrestler messes up from time to time. But it just seems like you get more engagement if you show a Jey Uso botch these days. But Jey Uso's going to win because there are more fruitful storylines that come out of it.
Yeah, and also, Jey Uso. Shout out to Jey Uso, who's he took a method like Tom Brady. Tom Brady has the TB12. Jey Uso has the TB Parker diet, and that's helping him.
Good for him, man. What a fucking legend. He's a legend. That gets him legendary status automatically. Hall of Famer.
But Haas, I totally agree with you. I think Jey Uso should win the King of the Ring. The reason why is I'm gonna ask this: what Monday Night Raw? By the way, it's gonna be at 6:00 Eastern time from Atlantic City. What's gonna make you tune in more to hear Jey Uso? Who the hell is he going to challenge if he wins the King of the Ring? Episodic television. Who the hell is he going to fall in line with his cousin, where his cousin is kind of bossing him a little bit, or according favor to Jacob Fatu more over him? And maybe does he dare to challenge Roman Reigns? I know nobody wants to see it, but listen to me how I'm going to try to explain the long division equation. Well, people want to see that storyline. Will he drag it out? Will he not be able to talk about it? They never talked about who eliminated him from the Royal Rumble. They could add that to that storyline if he wins the King of the Ring. Also, if Sami Zayn were to become world champion, they could pretty much said, "Uso, you messed up what we had with Roman being, the whole bloodline dynamic, hitting him in the back of the chair. You were the first defying him and cause." They could tie this all into storyline with Sami Zayn and the bloodline. I never wanted you at Honorary Uso. We've been cool and whatever. They could rehash that. With that, with Cody Rhodes, does he go? I'm gonna do something that this fool, the Samoan werewolf, didn't do. Win the undisputed title. Can't even get a title shot. Can't even win the title for the family. And they could start jockeying who wants to be the next tribal chief. I always told you this. The storyline, and I'm going to stick with my guns. The storyline here on Monday Night Raw with the Roman Reigns, why is he back for this link? It's yes to help that heavyweight title get elevated, but he's ascending to a high chief, and he's going to leave his tribal chief heir apparent set up for when he steps back and takes less dates. That's the new person that's setting up this bloodline storyline that everybody's bitching, complaining on the internet about. Oh, no, it's because Roman is trying to ascend to high chief and leaving the head of the table to either Jacob or Jamie J or even Zila. Because everybody gets tickled where the person is not even signed with the company. Oh, Zila for two. Let's throw him in there. I'm gonna play with you. I'm gonna play along with your storyline, IWC, and I think that's where they're going with it. I think Jey Uso wins. Obafemi, if Brock comes out and interferes, or even if Jacob interferes, or whatever happens. Like you said, I want to see him win the Royal Rumble because you could really make Obafemi strong by eliminating a shitload of people and being and just totally strong. Damn, he eliminated 17 people at the Rumble. Yeah, there's no stopping him. There's no stopping him. It's going to happen in WrestleMania 43, and you're off in races for 2027, Haas. I like it. I think we're going to get Jey Uso win, and it's going to be just a 48 hours of dislike, hate. They're gonna screenshot all the thumbs downs and all that stuff. Get ready, because at the end of the day, people are still buying merch. The arenas go crazy for him. They still love him, and you can't deny the guy's impact.
Jay actually, he actually addressed it. He had an interview with one of the ladies, like I think it was Kathy, may have been Jackie, I'm not sure, but he addressed. He said he doesn't care too much about what the fans say on the internet these days. He says if they dislike it, they dislike it, but he's not. He says he's not putting that much credence on it these days. I paraphrased it, but that's pretty much what he was saying.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. Yes, what's going on, Mets? Yes. By the way, I will be joining the Mega Mets tomorrow at 6:00 Eastern time on his platform. They also have a Slammiversary breakdown. So yes, I wanted to mention that. Apologize that I did not reply back on your DMs there, Mets. But yeah, I will be on your program on. Yes, so please, everyone, please, let's Mega Mets. Make sure we get down there tomorrow at 6:00. Shout out to them and appreciate them. Always inviting me to do the previews on anything TNA, and I really, really appreciate you guys for that. Thank you so much there. Let's go right there, since we're talking about the men's. The triple threat undisputed world title. We'll leave the women's for the end for the Queen of the Ring. Cody Rhodes, Gunther, Sami Zayn, triple threat. Haas, could this be a preview of what we see in WrestleMania next year? Or are they going to test to see if Sami is a draw? He's the hometown favorite for this triple threat on this undisputed. Or who do you got winning?
Oh, the nightmare is here. I've been prepping for it for a while, brother. Sami Zayn goes over. It's going to be a big ceremony. He's going to win. He may go full heel. Don't know. Truthfully, I don't care. But we're here. And the biggest thing is it's going to be something new, something fresh, because he's not boring. He's actually intriguing right now. Gunther and Cody are cold as pizza in the freezer. So, yes, Sammy's going to go over, and he's going to get a big ovation down there. And I think we're going to get Jey Uso and Sami Zayn at SummerSlam. I think that's what we're going to get. Should be interesting, but, yeah, Sami wins.
I like what you're thinking. Chris?
Yeah, he may not be wrong. I mean, this might be a test to see if they might want to have a big program with Sami coming in as the champion next year. It could be the other way around, but yeah, I hate to say it because I'm not the biggest Sami Zayn guy. Never have, never will, but he does have the most interesting character going on right now on all of SmackDown, not just in this match. I can honestly say in all.
I could agree with you on that.
So yeah, give him the title for a little bit, roll with it. Maybe Cody chases it again. We don't want to see. I think it's going to be very repetitive and recycle if they just have Cody Rhodes chase after it again. But who, and then they have Gunther. They got their WrestleMania history, so I don't mind really Sami Zayn winning, because if they want to have a rematch with any of the two before whoever it is that's going to challenge Jey or the winner, they could just. They have story there to implicate it, either or. So Sami Zayn winning is probably the best option. I agree.
I'm looking at Sami Zayn. Does he say something? And I wish this is multiple language would be great. We'd love to see me say something, taking a slide of American Nightmare in Arabic, to see, because he's the ultimate hug chaser. Does he say something? Because he likes to get on the microphone and talk before matches and getting the crowd, fired up. Does he say something where he wants to get the crowd going? And this is where I think creative is going to hear. And if, like you said, Haas, maybe he wins it at the Rumble, the world title, going into Saudi Arabia against Obafemi for the world title, which no one wants to see that. But I'm just shooting the breeze here. But if he does win this title, Sami Zayn, is it a long range? Like, does he get past Saturday night's main event and shows up to SummerSlam as world champion? Or what do you guys think? I'm kind of my heart wants to say Sammy's not going to win, but my brain is telling me they want to make the people happy there in that area because of the billions and the millions that they're spending. So I don't know, man. Do you think it's a long reign? I mean, after could you see him going to SummerSlam, or you think he loses it?
You can go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, if Jey Uso wins King of the Ring, I could see him going to SummerSlam, because they're going to want to implicate Monday Night Raw's bloodline. I mean, again, Jey would have to go to SmackDown, and I think that's all bullshit anyway. I think want them to do that going to the SummerSlam WrestleMania season. I think those two seasons doesn't matter. So I'm going to treat it like that for this scenario. You could have just Jey Uso win again. This is probably very simple WWE booking. Jey Uso wins it, and then you rehash all the Sami Zayn bloodline shit. And then that's how Jey wins the world title, and that's what you know what I mean? Because there's so much story, there's so much stuff. That's why Haas and Kev, I think Sami Zayn going into SummerSlam as world champions, it's not a far-fetched statement, especially if Jey wins King of the Ring.
If we go by the WWE blueprint over the last couple of years, if between now and SummerSlam, Sami Zayn may defend that title once. And we just know he's not going to lose the title off his first title defense. That would be the ultimate burial of Sami Zayn. They're not going to do that. So, yeah, he's going to walk into SummerSlam with the belt. Will he leave SummerSlam with the belt is another question.
No.
We'll have to see how the momentum goes at that time, because truthfully, Sami Zayn might have a lot of momentum going into SummerSlam. We don't know because he is still a fan favorite. You know, we make fun of the ride or die Sami Zayn thing. We make fun of that, but people still love this guy. They still do. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think Sammy's gonna have a reign maybe until he won't last the crown jewel. There's no way he'll be a representative for the crown jewel championship. But I could be wrong because it will be in Saudi again. So who's to say that it may not be a long title reign? We'll see. We've seen crazier things in wrestling. We have seen crazier things.
Let me ask. I'm going to ask a few questions here. The first, this one here. Boy, how's Gunther falling? Anybody see Gunther winning at all?
No.
Unfortunately, and that's a problem.
Now, can I ask this other question? Did he ever was that favor from Heyman was to get him on SmackDown? Was that the favor that for taking care of the Rollins problem, or is that still up in the air?
That was the favor. Yeah, they get him.
That was the favor.
Yeah, because he wanted to go for the undisputed championship. So that was the favor.
That was the favor. Chris, you think that was the favor?
I don't want to believe that because that's a pretty shitty favor. But what else has they haven't done anything else? I mean, I thought the favor was going to be a match with Brock. That's clearly not happening.
No, I'm not even going there. I'm even going that Gunther wants to take on Roman.
Or that too.
If he loses on this and he tells Heyman, I want the island of relevancy. I need to get into that island.
That works.
And you're the only one. You're my only tour guy. Especially if Braun Breaker, if you like, we're talking about where Braun might be, hopefully not turn he baby face, where or Paul is distancing himself from those gentlemen and that feud. I could see kind of that as well, maybe. But I'm just throwing that out there. There. Also, this other one. And this is all far-fetched stuff. Just throwing out there. This is just spitball throwing it out there in the ether. See if throw it against the wall, see the sticks. Could we see where Jey Uso comes out, the MFTs or Tola Tonga comes out, and they want to stop Solo from really interfering, but then Oba comes out, and then you get Tola and Oba, and that sets up Oba's next feud. You cost me the King of the Ring, and then I know nobody wants to see it, but it gives Oba something else, and Jey Uso still go over because they're not helping kind of. They on paper or in the moment doesn't look like they're helping Jey Uso, but that's a way of if Brock ain't gonna come out there like everyone's expecting, I could see Tola Tonga and the MFTs, which no one wants to see it. I get it, guys. Before you start saying no one asked for it. Best of the best. Calm down. Hold your coffee lattes, my friend. I'm just throwing it out there. We also are entitled to have opinions too. Only 206 doesn't only one that has opinions as well. We also are able to tell and also make opinions and thoughts as well. Okay, and it's not geeking because calm down before you get bitch slapped like you did in PS14. Calm down. Seriously, Jerry, calm down. And I'm gonna come out with that. Could we see that because they're telling and furthering a storyline, guys? Could we see that? I don't think it's gonna happen, but. Would it make a little sense? Like, this is why Obafemi lost? Like, I don't know. I can see Jey Uso with that shitty spear beating Obafemi. And I know we talked about that match, but I want to wrap this up before we go into the women's match and go into Slammiversary.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fuck finish. Trust me, Jey Uso will not be Obafemi clean. They're gonna protect him by all means. Could it be Brock? Maybe the MFTs. I don't know. It'd be a stretch with the MFTs. If anything, I would say, can we say Brock is Vision adjacent? He may not be fully in the Vision, but he's Vision adjacent. Is that fair to say?
I can see that in conjunction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman might. I know we haven't seen Paul in a while. He might make a play if Brock can't be there physically. Maybe Bronson Reed or Braun Breaker does something on behalf of him for Oba to take him out, and Oba goes into a feud with the whole Vision.
Would you like to see coming out of I've asked these folks to you, Chris. Would you like to see Big Bronson Reed? I'd said Big Bronson Reed interfering in the Seth Rollins and Braun. Could we see Big Bronson Reed interfering in the Jey Uso and Obafemi match? And like you said, in behalf of Braun because could you see that scenario in that world?
Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
Kinda. If they want to do if they want to have him go against Obafemi, but you know what? Yeah, I think it would be. I don't want him to just go and right after Braun or Seth or whatever. I think that's just okay. He's back. We know who he's gonna attack. What's his direction? He's gonna be beside Braun Breaker when he yada yada. So I wouldn't mind him going against Oba if he interferes with that. But like I said earlier, I think Brock is very in the air on how Jey Uso is gonna win or how Obafemi is gonna cause the match because. Yeah, like you guys said, no way Jay's shitty spear or his super kick is beating Obafemi clean. So unless it's Heyman or one of the Vision members, like Haas said, Vision adjacent, that's what I see happening. So yeah, it could be Bronson Reed.
And what better way to finish the Vision off is to have Oba just go ahead and just wreck shop against all these guys. And I mean, okay. It could be, you could have a Braun Breaker Oba feud come out of this. We could get some beauty out of it. It can happen.
Do you want to see that? Would you like to see Big Bronson Reed and Obafemi?
Well, we can have he can just set up the line them all up. Oba versus
that's immediate.
Theory. I mean, Oba versus Bronson Reed. Yeah, Oba versus have Braun Breaker be the final boss for the Vision to defend the Vision. You have Oba versus Braun Breaker maybe at SummerSlam.
I hear what you're saying. What's more intriguing, Tolatanga, Obafemi aesthetically, or Big Bronson Reed and Obafemi?
Big Bronson Reed.
Big Bronson Reed.
Just off Tolatanga has been built enough to even for that to matter right now. That's
enough said. It's like we were talking about Omos, and you see Omos and Obafemi. You haven't given us anything to care about that character in Omos to really care. Yeah, he's big. All right. So was Giant Gonzalez, and how well did that go?
Oh my gosh, Undertaker! You can ask Undertaker about that, Kev.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I gave you that case in point. Case in point. Yeah, I hear what we're talking about. Again, this is just us having conversations. This is not gospel. This is not what they need to do. This is not because they didn't do it. We're gonna dislike it. I know I don't want to sound like beating a dead horse, but that gets spin a lot in the IWC with the other content creators that are taking shots at other content creators. Well, this is why we say that. This is just men having a debate, a conversation, of putting things out there and see what we like, what we like. It's not gospel. So we're just having this conversation, debate. This one, a debate, the Queen of the Ring finals, where everyone's debating about Liv Morgan, your current champion, all the way in the finals of the Queen of the Ring. If she wins, what does she do? She's going to wrestle herself. I mean, I think a lot of people will pay on OnlyFans to see her wrestle herself, but that's not the question. Haas, Knuckle Brew, who wins this? Do we get an evil Queen, Sky, or do we get Liv, Trouble, Morgan?
I have a question before I give a prediction here. How healthy is Rhea Ripley? Does anyone know?
I think she's going to vacate that title, bro. I think
she's done it before, so I don't know. I think we're definitely going to find out on SmackDown next week.
Okay, because that's really going to influence my answer here. If Rhea Ripley was healthy, EO would win this, no question from me. I think Liv is going to win, but just because of that, because I do not think Rhea is healthy. Because Rhea's going to end up vacating that time. They're going to have some type of tournament or a big ladder match or what have you for that belt, and EO will probably be in there just automatically for that. Liv, she's going to be the most fun person to be Queen in the Ring. She's already insufferable. She's gonna get up there and be like, I'm the best Queen of the Ring of all time. It works. That insufferability works for her to have that crown. EO, she's a very good wrestler, but unless she's doing this, her having that crown, it was not going to be that effective. Liv can actually live. She can actually live with that crown. It's gonna work. She's going to get on our nerves. She's going to be as annoying as Becky Lynch is. And that's what you want out of your Queen of the Ring. She screams, look at me. And that's what you need with someone holding that crown. EO doesn't scream, look at me. We see you in the ring, and that's pretty much it. Liv Morgan, she just fits the bill. So she's going to win Queen of the Ring. And people are going to be pissed, but they don't see the vision in it. They may see it down the line, but yeah, Liv's gonna win.
All right. Any truth to this? Met said there's a rumor she might be possibly.
I will say a lot of people.
I don't know.
they've been posting a picture of her abs recently, of her stomach. She has like a pouch or something. I saw it on X earlier. It looks weird. I don't know if it's real or AI these days, but a lot of people have been posting a picture of her midsection or her abdominal section. So I don't know what that is. So that's what I've been seeing.
Oh, listen, when they've been in Europe, there's a lot of cheeses and hams and different wines and stuff, and indulge in some food and stuff. I mean, you might get a little bit of a pot belly here and there. I'm not saying she's fat, just a little bit of pot belly. Because I'm not in Europe with her, so she can't be pregnant.
Trouble.
Yeah, she'd be in a lot of trouble. We don't need another Naomi situation.
No, all serious, Chris. Let's get back into this rail. Who do you got winning?
Well, I finally understand why Liv Morgan was in the Queen of the Ring to begin with. Nobody's the challenger. I think Liv Morgan's gonna win. And then she's going to say, I got nobody to challenge me, yada, yada. And then maybe Raquel will step in, which I think's dumb because you could have just had Raquel win the Queen of the Ring. But I don't know. Or Roxanne. I really don't know. I want to see the Raquel match first, but no one's there to challenge Liv. Nobody. Hoss said it's spot on because Rhea Ripley would make sense if she was healthy for Io Sky to win. They could just finally, Rhea Ripley could maybe finally beat her one-on-one. But I think Liv Morgan's going to win. There's going to be nobody to challenge her. Maybe she's going to say, I won. Nobody's good enough, yada, yada. Maybe Raquel or one of the Judgment Day or whoever. Stephanie comes back, which I don't want to see.
Where is she? That's a good call. Where is she?
I don't know, but there's no reason for us to have this match. When she comes back and then I want my title. That's what we're doing right now. Instead of having Raquel win the Queen of the Ring for that's me because I think this Judgment Day
see that way.
This Judgment Day shit finally needs to start to end, in my opinion.
The group or just the storylines of I think they just need the storyline with people.
The storylines, yes, the storylines. Because like with Dom's not there, so Finn's not there, so they got that done. But I think when Dom is when that starts to break up a little bit, yeah, that's when they.
Okay.
I think Dom's the last thing holding that Judgment Day group. I don't know what other stories they're not going to add new members. I don't know what other stories they can tell, from now until whenever they want to do this heel turn. I mean, half the members are gone. It's just,
I can see. All right. I hear you on that. I've said, for a while, I don't know if she wins that Queen of the Ring, who challenge her at SummerSlam. It sucks because this is where it would be nice to see the NXT Women's Champion take on Liv Morgan, but then I don't want no title for title, cross promotion, or even the AAA Women's title. I always told you they got to build that AAA show. It's going to be in 2 nights, AAA Mania, 2 nights in 2 different cities. That's a way of helping, but I don't think that's just us asking for too much. And no, I'm not even going to go down that route. But said that already Saturday's shows, and I'm not even going to waste your breath or your time, which is valuable to me. With it, and that's it. I think this is going to be, by any chance, before we wrap up the King and Queen and the Night of Champions, which match you think is going to steal the night here?
Triple threat, Sammy, Gunther, and Cody. Just because of the story and my curiosity of who's actually going to win that match is the only reason for me. I'm genuinely curious on who's going to win that match. Are they going to have Sammy get the feel-good moment? Are they going to play it safe by Cody Rhodes? Are they going to throw a wild card at Gunther? I generally think that's something that is not unpredictable per se, but I don't know who's going to win. So I don't know if that makes sense, but it's whoever wins, you could say, okay, I could see that, but it's like, I don't know. So I got Sammy ultimately winning. I told you guys that, but yeah, it's going to be the triple threat match between Cody,
and that's
Sammy,
the best.
and
That's the best in your book. That's the best grabs, the best match. Like, oh shit, this was a 5-star. I mean, if you were to give your,
that's the we talk about match or story going.
All right, no,
or the best
because I'm asking. I'm going to ask both. Which is going to be the most talked about in match, and which one's going to be the best one?
I think the best match is going to be, it could be Trick and Ricky Saints. I'm going to be honest. I know Oba or Seth and Brock had one of the sloppier moments here and there. I don't think Seth is as special as he once was, and that's nothing against him. I think Trick and Ricky Saints is what I think the best graps, and then interest is the triple threat.
Fair enough. Same to you, Hoss.
Okay, the most talked about is going to be Jay and Oba off the muscle. It depends on whoever wins.
I agree with you.
Yeah, like if Jay wins, you're going to get the hate watchers. If Oba wins, you're going to get great praise, and you're going to be like, "Oh, is it too soon?" You're going to get so much talking out of it. The best match may be Liv and Io.
I'm with you. Me and Hoss are on that step. That's my thought process.
Because they aesthetically they got the same body type, so there's not going to be much slowdown in it. EO is going to be able to get her offense off. Liv is going to be able to get her offense off, and it's gonna flow nicely. So I think that's going to be the best match, and then the most talked about is going to be Oba and Jay.
Yes, and they'll be in their full pajamas.
I think it's going to be talked about for the negative reasons.
Just so sad. That's what we are in wrestling these days.
Don't get me wrong. I agree with you in hindsight, but I didn't say that because I think it's going to be talked about in a negative reason. At least with the outcome for this match, it could be. But I think you guys are 100% correct.
Fair enough. I understand. I understand where you're coming from. Remember, the women will be in full headgear, head to toe, pajamas. Exactly.
Liv Morgan, Tiffany, Jade. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
I know, which I think is counterproductive because I think the pajamas, the latex, accentuates more of their body curves. But that's just me.
Dude, Jade in one of those suits she looks like Superman.
I don't know why, just let them. I mean, I don't know, but that's them over there. That's their land. That's their beliefs. That's their thought process. We could go around there. We are on our side of the.
Hopefully, she's allowed to wear the wig.
With that said, speaking of pajamas and all, we're going to go into Slammiversary, but first I want to hear from one of our sponsors. Shout out to our girl Canary, doing better, feeling better. I want to think about you, and we're going to hear one of her affiliates.
All right, crew, we've got a massive announcement today for the Sports Jedi Network. You guys know we only bring the absolute best into the galaxy, and today we are officially welcoming our very own Captain Canary as the newest brand ambassador for Devin and Lang. Look, if you haven't heard of Devin and Lang yet, you are missing out on the most premium, sustainable, and insanely comfortable apparel in the game. We are talking about their signature ergonomic anti-chafing boxer briefs made from Tencel Modal. Whether you're sitting in the chair for a 3-hour live stream, breaking down tape, or on the road traveling to the next big premium live event, this is elite tier comfort. No distractions, no chafing, just pure support. And because the captain is hooking the Sports Jedi family up, we've got an exclusive deal for you right now. Head over to devinandlang.com, load up your cart, and use the promo code Courtney O'Shaw at checkout to slash 15% off your entire order. I'm telling you, treat yourself, upgrade your gear, and support the network. That is code Courtney O'Shaw for 15% off at devinandlang.com. May the comfort be with you. Premium comfort meets the Sports Jedi Network. Captain Canary approved.
There you go. Make sure you go to Devin and Lang. Thank you, Captain Canary. Of course, if you're going to be in Saudi Arabia and you're going to wear pajamas, make sure you have good undergarment. So go to Devin and Lang. And of course, Chris, I can't believe this is a year already. Not really calendar-wise, but
that's crazy, man.
World. A year ago, as we were getting prepared, getting our suitcases ready, our travel plans, I'm gonna have dinner hanging out with the, at that time it was the core 3 members of the Sports Jedi Network, Dan, and looking forward. Slammiversary is here. Now, Slammiversary has come in with a lot of different turmoils. We broke it down, new creative, who's coming in creative, contracts, all this. To me, this is the biggest show for TNA in 2026 in their existence of a company, where the rumors of selling, not selling, what's the price tag? I'm put the card up here. How big is this Slammiversary in your opinion, Chris, as we are very, very lockstep with TNA?
Look, this is a hard thing to talk about because I don't want to sound negative. but it's like I don't feel the excitement. Like I don't know. It's not even because we're not going there this year. It has nothing to do with that. The arena, the match that the whole show was built around, with being Santana, Trick, and Joe Hendry, all the charity stuff they did before, all the freaking media they've done before. Nothing feels. It doesn't feel like a Slammiversary. I'm going to be honest. On paper, this looks like a phenomenal card. Okay, on paper, I'm saying that. Then some of these builds, again, I'm gonna sound like a broken record. Them being on tape TV does not help these builds, but the whole Slammiversary, it doesn't feel as exciting as it has the last 3 years. It was Mike. I was just watching from 2022 or 23. It was Ali and Mike Bailey, Mustafa Ali versus Speedball Bailey. Phenomenal match. The crowd was excited. I'm not saying it's not going to be like that this year, but I remember seeing a lot of hype around that event back then, and I tuned a little bit away from the TNA, bro. It was so Impact at the time. I don't know. I'm going to watch it. I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about it afterwards, but Kev, when you're looking at it from last year, the feeling is missing. And I don't know if it's because our boy isn't chasing it in his hometown. I don't know if it's because we're not there. Something about it is missing to me, where it's making me feel like it did last year. Even before we knew we were going, I felt this event.
I'm hearing you. I'm gonna give you my thoughts, but I want to get Haas here because then his time is almost running short. Haas, you that been watching it with us on AMC, and you that been getting in with because of us, because we're watching it, and you're gonna give it an opportunity. Then I appreciate you having an open mind, and you see how you're speaking with the talent. With, of course, check out our interview with AJ Francis, Elena Black, Haas's first interview with the TNA talent on our channel, with Leon Slater. He's doing a good job there as being the Freeberg of the tag team group here coming in. Haas, your thoughts on this Slammiversary build? And I don't want us to persuade your thoughts, but you as an outsider, not an outsider because you are in, but my point is coming into the product. How's this Slammiversary hitting from?
It's shrouded in controversy. It's because it's not even about the card. It's about the direction of the company right now. And I'm not going to judge the card by just the talent. I'm going to see what happens through the show and see what creative is going after that. Because the aftermath of the matches is going to tell you how TNA is going to look for the rest of the year. And we have no clue how it's going to look, because Dreamer was booking this before everything blew up. Now we don't know what talent's going to get pushed. We don't know what directions are being made. So I'm really clueless on what this Slammiversary really looks like, because there's no thoughts. I'm just like, what's going on? So I'm gonna go into it with an open mind, see where they're going with the results, and just go from there.
I like how you said have an open mind, and that's where I'm at right now. See, I think with age and maturity, you tend to have look at things differently with an open mind. This is a whole new directive of creative, and regardless of the fact if it's Delirious, head of creative, but they're bringing in Road Dogg Jesse James and Brian James. He's coming in, and what storylines are going to go? Are they going to get persuaded with are they going to have that Monica, the babyface goes over to send everyone home happy, or are we going to make people upset to tune into next week to see what's going on? What's cliffhanger? I don't know the direction and the philosophy of the company. Like you said, it's a great direction. It's a blank canvas, a restart of which way they go. Beauty isn't the eye of the beholder. When I mean the eye of the beholder is the guy who's making the creative pencils, whoever, or making the right decision, who goes over, not go over. What's best for business? Does that booker have a mindset? I think this is best for business, and he explains why. And how much of it is a collaboration? How much of the collaboration is with Carlos Silva and Anthem Sport or AMC, along with some of the bookers, agents, and talent? So will talents resist? Because normally when you have new regime, there's always a little bit of a resistance. because you don't be receptive for the devil that you don't know, for the devil that you had. And that's another question. I think they're going to have a killer card. I think they're going to kill it. But the build towards the Slammiversary was nothing as giddy as we felt last year. And again, it's because our guy was trying to do something in his home city, and we were emotionally invested with Mike Santana. His story of the kid from the Bronx, where banked on himself with injuries, overcoming, getting himself up. Maybe that's what got us. And and seeing the collaboration with NXT, and seeing him on WWE television, where people were loving his story, biting into it, and then with the women's and all that stuff. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's missing in this build for Slammiversary here. And I get it why Dreamer and at that time didn't do it, because they don't want to rely too much on WWE, which it's a whole nother conversation. But I want to get right into this. I hope they're really good in this card. I want to go in with the match. One of the first matches I really want to talk about is because it's talking about hometown. Once again, we talked about how Boston is not the right place here, but I'm going to go into Eddie Edwards versus Moose. Real quick on that one, because Eddie Edwards is from Boston, Massachusetts. He's taking on Moose. My question is, who goes over? And again, I go, if JDC was going to be retired, why is he returning again? And, he's not John Cena when you want to see him. I kind of want to, so are you retired or not retired? I'm going to go right to Chris. I don't understand what's going on with JDC returning and being in the corner of Moose.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. It's this whole babyface spick because Alicia Edwards turned on Moose after all that, yada yada. So I think that's what it is. By the way, am I off topic for just 1 second? Am I crazy, Kev, or was there way more matches in this last year?
There was more matches.
This is that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at this. I'm like, this is the card. Anyway,
I'm looking to see. There's been a 0 hour where it's Mara Sade, Elena Black, and Indy Hartwell triple threat in the 0 hour.
That should be on the show. But anyway, I know I want Haas to get a few words. I know he has to go soon. So, but Eddie Edwards and Moose. Listen, I think Eddie Edwards at the end of the day should win because they're in his hometown, and the story with Alicia turning on Eddie, it makes better because of the system. The system are the tag team champions. They're in the match. They could retain. So for storyline purposes and longevity, I think Eddie Edwards should win, but they could have Moose win, with the whole JDC thing, but he's retired. I don't see him hitting him with the clothesline or any yada yada, because then we would have to follow up on that, and they're not going to. So
that's why
I got Eddie Edwards.
Eddie Edwards. Haas, your thoughts on this with seeing it from your point of view?
I'm right with Chris. I think Eddie Edwards is going to win. Alicia is going to end up costing Moose. She's going to probably say, I'm going to leave Eddie again and go right back to Moose, be his friend and whatnot. And Moose is just he's going to play the dumb role, thinks Alicia's going to do that, and she's going to probably hit him with a low blow, and Eddie wins. The JDC thing, he probably just going to sit there and watch. He's not going to do much. He's just going to, how Bernie Kosar was in Nick Nemeth's corner for, what was that? Was that Rebellion? Was that Rebellion? Okay.
I believe so.
Yeah, and so he's just going to be there just for shits and giggles. He won't do much.
I'm having a hard time. I'm thinking JDC is going to hit Moose. I think he's going to turn on him, and yeah, I know. I just have a funny feeling, bro.
Then whoever it is back there, they
Delirious is still there, bro. Is Delirious? Some of the dumb ideology still there. It's not going to be, and Brian James ain't going to come in like a hard ass and trying to change things immediately and not step on Delirious's toes. So Delirious is still there. You're going to see a little bit of the same, and you're going to know who's who. I think Eddie Edwards wins, but I think JDC turns. Where Moose thinks that he's going to neutralize Alicia, but no, Moose. It doesn't hurt Moose if he loses anyway to Eddie Edwards. So I think that's on that one there. I want to talk about real quick triple threat in the 0 hour. Haas, who do you got? Elena Black, Mara Sade, or the one and only Indy Hartwell winning that one in the 0 hour?
Oh, it's the Elena Black season. It's time for her push to be started. I believe she's going to be hot shotted to the front of the Knockouts division. She might win that title at Lockdown in August. That's August, correct? Yeah,
yes,
Yeah, they're going to move her to the forefront, and this is the start here. I mean, she should be on the main card. I mean, all three of these women should be on the main card, but whatever. So, yeah, Elena Black wins.
Before you head out, because I know you have to head out to work, give me
I have
your
nothing to
winners
add
of these
on that,
matches.
by the way. He's spot on.
Me too. Give me your winners of these matches here, and then we will take a quick break so we can say goodbye to you and thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Be safe on the road. So I want to give you all our pleasantries now because many blessings for you on that road. Be safe, especially Friday night on the summer. Give me your thoughts on the matches. Who do you like?
Okay, I got Ricky Sosa beating Eric Young just because you got to push Ricky Sosa. Big financial ramifications. A younger demographic could come behind him, so you got to push Ricky Sosa. The women's tag team, the women's knockouts tag team, Rosemary and Allie should win because the Elegance brand have held those titles for a long time. They haven't really propped them up. No disrespect to them, it's just a booking. So they're gonna just give us a title change with Rosemary and Allie. You got to push them anyway because they're pretty fresh. They probably could do something with the Undead realm with those titles. The Ultimate X. I said last week before all this Tommy Dreamer stuff happened, I thought Cedric was going to retain. The system was going to help him. But with the new direction we're going, I'm going to change my mind. We got new information, so I can reserve myself to change my mind. I think Leon's going to win. I believe they're going to go full force back with Leon Slater as a title holder to try to convince him to stay a little bit longer. They may give him a bigger contract with that title push, but yeah, I think Leon's going to win the Ultimate X. The ladder match, the tag team ladder match, I have the Righteous going over. I don't think anybody wins if the Hardys win those belts again because we know how that goes. If they do win, they're going to have a long title reign. It's gonna look redundant. Then you don't want that to happen. The system winning the tag team belts is no fun. They're boring. That's just it. They're boring. The Righteous have momentum. Go ahead and give it to them. They are interesting. Let's just see them win. So I'm taking the Righteous. See what's left. Okay, the Women's Knockout Championship, Zaya has to win. It just makes sense. She has to win, even though Lei Ying Lee has been carrying this feud because her her emotions, when they have these promos, they win every time. Zaya's not the most interesting lady out there, but just for storyline purposes, she should win. They should have her in there with the birthright, go full out with it. Maybe her and Ariana do something. Maybe. I know a lot of people do not like NXT being involved with this, but if we're gonna bring in Road Dogg, you best believe NXT is gonna be involved with this somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Zaya is gonna beat Lei Ying Lee. And for the main event, I think Nick Nemeth is going to beat Mike Santana because I think this is the last few days of Mike Santana being in TNA. So Nick is going to win, but with the caveat that Nick Nemeth is going to be a transitional champion. I do not see him having that belt for a long time. I can't give you who may beat him right now, but I see him probably losing it at the next big pay-per-view, which it won't be Lockdown. He'll hold it through Lockdown, but was it Bound for Glory in October, September? He'll lose it there. But yeah, I have Nick Nemeth beating Mike Santana.
You have it. That is Horse Knuckle Brute, who give it his breakdown, his hard truth, his remainder. We'll react and we'll break down our thoughts after we hear from our G Fuel sponsor. And Haas, stay safe again on the road, and thank you for joining us here. I know you got to get to work and make that money. So
peace out, brother.
Indeed.
All right. Before we keep this energy going, shout out to the sponsor of tonight's stream, G Fuel Energy. If you're watching this live, you already know. We don't do slow reactions. We don't do low energy. We stay locked in. And that's exactly what G Fuel brings to the table. Zero sugar, loaded with focus, and built for long streams just like this. Whether you're grinding, gaming, or watching chaos unfold with us, G Fuel keeps you going. Hit the link in the description, use code PGHCHRIS, and level up your energy the same way we do on Sports Jedi Network. Let's get back to it.
I'm Tom Hannafin from TNA Wrestling. You're watching the Jedi Sports Network.
There you go. Thank you, Tom Hannafin. Appreciate that. Chris, we hear this there. We're gonna go match for match. Our thoughts on there. let me go with a match here. Which one I wanted to talk to you specifically about? As we pull it up here, let's go. Let's get the knockouts, the tag team knockouts out of the way. I think me and you are lost that. I think Rosemary and Ali brought an injection of energy with the character work, with the Undone Realm and the vignettes. And let's face it, the Elegance brand, I'm big on Maggie Lee. I like Maggie. I think she's great. Yeah, all that stuff. But they haven't really been compelling with those knockouts. Title, I think we get new tag team champions. I don't know what more to really add without. I don't want to sound negative or.
No, I agree. They didn't just re-sign Bunny. I'm still calling her Bunny.
That's
for
fine.
some reason. But
call her the rabbit, but
like they got her and Rosemary. Yeah, they add something different into the Knockouts tag team titles. Because what were we saying last year around this time? This Knockouts division is only the Inspiration and the Elegance brand, and we got that match at last year's Slammiversary on the pre-card. So I'm all for it. Rosemary, now I don't want to say I'm not the biggest fan of hers. I'm happy to see her now. I'm opening up to her a little more now because she's getting more. Her and Bunny or Ali are still getting more of TV time, which is something that was very lacking around this time last year. That's kind of why maybe I wasn't around her or over on her too much. But yeah, I got nothing else to add. I think we need a fresh shakeup in the women's knockouts division, tag team.
And I want to say this though. I hope even if they drop the women's knockouts title, tag team titles for the Elegance brand, I just hope some way, somehow, if they're going to split them, one of them do stay with the personal concierge. I kind of want
to be the one that they think has the most potential, and that's Maggie.
I agree with you. And I'm not gonna say who because I'm not the one in creative to see what we see behind the scenes or the contracts of the longevity and all that stuff. So whoever it is, they need to re-sign George the Iceman. Hopefully he stays. I hope he doesn't go anywhere because they're not going to use him in the AEW. He's not going to get over Don Callis. He's not. Let's face it. He's not going to get. It's a Don Callis company for a manager. And in the WWE, they don't respect managers. They don't want the managers. They think it's another salary of nothing, which I say is total bullshit. Managers are very important for mouthpiece. Heyman, you go what Heyman does. I would love to see George the Iceman kind of be bought in the WWE, but he's not going to be bought there. I hope he stays in TNA personally. I hope they re-sign him. I think him talking, getting the elegance and doing all that stuff, I think he hits perfect. I think he's with the wrong ladies.
He's with the wrong people. He's with the wrong people. Somebody as good as him on the mic, and I will get to that clown when we talk about the Ultimate X match. He should not be representing somebody like Mr. Elegance. He should be representing somebody like a heel Moose or Steve Macklin or somebody that's badass.
I even say this. He should, you know what? I know you're not going to like about she's no longer here. He should have been Tessa's manager.
Oh, of course. That's a no-brainer. Yes.
He should have been Tessa's manager. That's no brainer. They missed the boat on that one. And I hope that, again, I'm happy for Rosemary. And also I would love, and now if the Road Dogg is there and they're going to keep the collaboration with NXT, wouldn't mind seeing the tag team knockouts go on NXT television and they seeing Rosemary had a great pop at the NXT on the Performance Center. Her and Ali taking on, even if they go and just defeat, they don't have to lose the tag team titles, the knockouts titles to anyone on NXT, but giving that tag team wrestling with the women and help that collaboration, I would like to see that more. I don't know if they'll do it, but get something there. Again, we'll go to this match. Ricky Sosa, Eric Young. I think me and you are on lockstep. I think Eric Young is there to help that next generation. I think Ricky Sosa is the next generational face there of TNA Wrestling. He comes with a lot of fan hype, excitement. They want to see him. I just want to see how the entrance is with Ricky Sosa to be. And I don't want to say he's a entrance wrestler because the dude could wrestle. Bro, the guy's like, what, 6'5"?
He's tall as shit. Yeah, he's like 19 and he's like 6 foot. Like, he's like, yeah. But no, I agree with you. TNA needs to start building around, like Haas said it really well and I actually, maybe that's why I don't have that same feel because this feels more like, okay, let's get this over with and we got to figure out what's next. This just feels like a filler. But I digress. Ricky Sosa, they need to build around Ricky Sosa, the Casey Navarros. Mustafa Ali needs to be their world champion. And we'll talk about that later on, but I'm going to bring him up in a second.
Mm-hmm.
It's they need to start doing that. And Ricky Sosa, now I'll be honest, I missed Impact last night. I'll say it right now. I had other things going on. Did we see Ricky Sosa on Impact last night?
I'm Chris, and I hate to say this. It's been 107 degrees outside. I've been working in the heat. I've been fatigued. I went to sleep at 8:00 in the night.
I don't blame you. I was watching USA.
And it's not that I didn't want. It's not that I didn't want to watch it. It's that I didn't want to fall asleep. And this is the chance that to get up at 3 a.m, to go to sleep at 8:00, get 7 to 6.5 to 7 hours of sleep. Rare. I say I'll jump on it. I'm sorry. I'll watch it, but as soon as we go off the air, because I know
that's what I'm going to do too. I haven't had time because Thursdays I'm a little.
We normally guys. We normally do watch-alongs when it comes to TNA wrestling. I was fatigued. At 9:00.
They're late, 9 to 11s, and when they're not live, it's
when you get up at 3 a.m. It's rough. It's tough.
Yeah, we have real lives too, real jobs.
It's tough. It's tough to do that. And that's the one thing that's hurting me right now. And it's funny because summer is still. Dude, I went to sleep when it was still daylight yesterday. That's how tired.
I don't blame you, dude. It's hot, especially you being in Florida. Like,
oh, it was fatigue.
Yeah,
I mean,
you get no
fatigue.
All I've been hearing from Busted Open, because Dave is, what should I wear? Yada yada. All the callers that are going to the Great American Bash, all the Floridians like yourself, they're just like, dude, there's no breeze. It's just straight sun. It's dry. Like, yeah, like,
and we'll talk about that too, because where he's gonna go, it's an industrial.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. Yes.
Yeah, he's in an industrial park, so he's gonna need his dude wipes and all that stuff. He looks like a candidate for swamp ass. So yeah, he'll definitely need his dude wipes. Or Dave LaGreca.
Shout out.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be from his ass or his mouth, but either way.
You already know where it's gonna be.
Yeah.
But I got Ricky Sosa.
Me too. I think the presentation. I think it's gonna be a hell of a match. Eric Young is a veteran who doesn't really put on bad matches. So that's gonna be a good one there. I'm gonna go right into the women's knockouts. Ying Ying Lee from Chongqing, China, taking on the Zaya Brookside. Does Zaya Brookside finally win the knockouts title? Does she touch gold?
I'm down for something different in this knockouts division at this point. I'm desperate, Kev. That's all. This is all I've been saying. What's good with this knockouts division for the last year now. Really since like Masha and JC really stopped doing their thing. When JC stopped and Masha got released, that's when this knockout division, in my opinion, took a little dip. I'm not the biggest Zaya Brookside fan, and you know this damn well from behind the scenes, yada yada. I'm not her biggest fan. But I will say, it is refreshing to see her not coming out to this British poppy.
This is where I belong.
Like, no, I don't want to see that. It's very cringy. It's very corny. So I'm down for people doing different stuff. So I'll give her the benefit of the doubt, which is why I think she should win. Ying Ying Lee's phenomenal, but I have to be honest. As great as a wrestler, as great as a world champion that she has been for the company, since they don't really have anybody, she can't carry this division. She's not. She can't really put the company on her back. She can't. And again, I mean this in no disrespect, because we were both minorities here and speak different languages. Like, this is no disrespect. You can't put the company on your back when you can't, speak proper English. And that's a problem. Not a problem, but that's a thing throughout in all of wrestling. That's, that's not just her. But I say that because if you have Xia Li win the world title, keep that heel persona going on, her media and her interviews and her could actually be interesting. They could actually do something with her there. She's not, look, again, I'm not her biggest fan, but she's not green. Like, her dad is a legend in especially the British wrestling scene. he's a trainer in NXT. Like, she's not green. She's not bat. It's always been the character for me, Kev. And if she can keep doing that character, I think she'd be a great Knockouts champion who could, maybe not carry a company, but be a top player in the Knockouts division until they bring somebody else, or an Elena Black or somebody else rises.
I'm with you on that. The reason why I would like to see Di Brookside win this, and again, people, and this is a small vocal minority that they go on the DMs and they complain about TNA, but then they want to glaze it and promote it, and but meanwhile they ridicule it behind their back, and they want to do this and they want to do that, and how they this is why and my point is they ridicule the NXT partnership. You tell me Xia Brookside wins the Knockouts title with the help of Ariana Grace, whatever the case, with the birthright. And then she shows up on the Great American Bash. No, it's the same day. It's impossible. Tuesday, NXT Tuesday, whenever the following, not this Tuesday because it's taped, the following Tuesday, or with the Knockouts title. And she's in the ring with Birthright. They show that. Or in the backstage where she slaps her father. Because remember, the story is her dad never wanted her to be a wrestler. He didn't even want to train her. So he had to train behind her back. Now she's Knockouts champion. She slaps him. She's cross promoting with NXT Knockout, with on NXT TNA Knockouts champion. Again, you don't have to have an NXT wrestler take the title off of her, but just her go in there and get some title defenses. Right now the women's division, it's not that with a Lizzie Rain, have that there on that, so forth. The cross promotions, you still need to do cross promotions. I think cross promotion benefits both NXT and TNA. I hate the small vocal minority. They just want to complain to fucking complaint that, the NXT partnership doesn't work. WWE is ruining, or they have their hands in the TNA. How's that going with TNA working on their own? They fired their head booker because they weren't really doing collaborating. How's that working? It works. The collaboration with NXT and TNA works. It helps because people want to see these wrestlers back and forth. I like when I see TNA wrestlers on my NXT. I haven't watched NXT much, not because of the TNA wrestlers not being there, but there's nothing there that me to want to sink my teeth into excitement. We'll get to the Great American Bash in a moment with that. I would like to see Xia Brookside win the Knockouts title, to see her cross promote and go and get her father's attention, whether good, bad, or indifference, on NXT television. It's compelling. It makes both shows now, especially if they're going to be taped. At least you could see that play out on a live, and you promoting TNA on NXT with the Knockouts title. This is where I don't get when these people complain online of the NXT partnership. When you're seeing TNA, whether it's the title, the name being mentioned on WWE programming on the CW, it helps, or vice versa. This is why they're not in business. I wouldn't want them to run a business.
Two things. And you're correct. I have nothing to argue with there. But two things. I think there's positives and negatives to the partnership. We could all agree on that. But I think a lot of people are, like in anything, in any world or whatever, especially online and on Twitter, they're focusing more on the negatives than the positives. And I think more of the positives outweigh of the negatives. There are some negatives there, don't get me wrong, but
in life there's pros and cons, Chris.
Exactly. But in this situation, the pros outdo the cons. So that's what I got for that. It's, I'm not surprised. But one thing I like that you brought up about her maybe can go into NXT and doing something with her dad, because she posted something, and she does the social media thing kind of decent, right? Where she was like, I'm not the Neto baby child you people think I am. Like, because like you just mentioned, training behind her back. They need to do that. She needs to show up on NXT, like you said, with, I don't even give a shit how you do it. Maybe you have Xia Brookside in the office begging to see her dad, and then throughout the show, they keep doing and then she finally, all she does is go, I did it, or say some stupid British slang that's insulting, something cool. And I think she can. And we see it, but we see this dynamic in pro wrestling where the father and the son works. It works. Dom and Ray, I think, is my favorite match storyline going into WrestleMania 39. I didn't give a shit about Cody and Roman, yada yada. Dom and Ray, was number one because of the story that they were able to tell and the chemistry. Those two people do it. It's no second guessing. The same thing with Santino, Stacks, and Ariana Grace, right? They're a real life couple. Santino's his real life father-in-law, yada yada. Okay, do this. Like, no hesitation. This could be the same thing with Zaya. Ariana Grace is more interesting with Stacks because of her real life situation with her father.
Exactly.
They could do this with Zaya. I like that. I really do like that. I didn't really think about that about him because he's a trainer. We don't hear much about him on yada yada. But for this one time, I really think they can, and I think it starts with, again, like you said, not the first week, but it starts with something teasing about her coming, and then I don't know something. But yes,
I
think
break
they
it
could
further.
do it.
They tape 2 weeks of NXT.
Why,
I
by the
believe.
way, is it because of 4th of July?
Yes, the 4th
Okay.
of July weekend. I believe, or it's coming up.
Well, I know
Great
the 4th
American
is next
Bash.
Friday, right?
I think it's Great American Bash, 2 weeks taping, and then they'll take a break. I could be wrong because I'm a little bit out of the loop because of the NBA Finals and
Right, yeah.
and all that stuff and resting. But resting and going to sleep a little early. My point is, they could do something when they're going to return back live, where social media that she's interrupting the Performance Center workouts, that she wants to talk to her dad and rub it in. And you know what? You're going to hear from me this Tuesday night in the ring, or they open up with her on a Tuesday night calling her dad out. But you're seeing and they could run in social media, Nia Brookside arguing with her dad, yada, yada, yada. You could draw interest to people who want to watch CW and also and it's a TNA talent. You're getting the best of both worlds. They could do that. They could then help with the collaboration because I'm gonna be honest with you, both of these brands kind of need each other right now. They're stuck in neutral, in my opinion. I think they're stuck in neutral, and they have a working relationship. Continue to collaborate on that. Let's hit the Slammiversary ladder match. I guess this is a staple every Slammiversary. They did add another tag team. The Good Hands are in this ladder match. So they haven't updated their poster. You're going to have the System, the Good Hands, the Hardys, and the Righteous. According to TNA legend, Hall of Famer, the Prince of Prime Rib, the Prince of the Sausage Party, at the Rooftop Rocker, the WWE Hall of Famer, the ECW original. What else he has on his name? Cabzilla himself.
One half of the greatest tag team of all time.
The man that buys 22-year-olds drinks in the bar. Bully Ray said that it's better off from them to have the tag team titles on Jeff and Matt Hardy because the direction they need leadership, and they also see Nick Nemeth as world champion. We'll get to Nick Nemeth later. Do you agree? Do you want to see the Hardys as tag team champions again, especially when you're getting a revamp or restart?
He's not wrong.
I agree.
And we're clowning him, but he's not wrong when he says that at this very moment, they need the tag team titles on the Hardys. He's not wrong by saying that.
Mm-hmm.
However, what does it matter if the Hardys are tag team champions or not? Shouldn't they just be on the show every week? Shouldn't they just be involved in major storylines to make sure that they're in every major event? They don't have to be tag team champions. It just so happens, in my opinion, that the TNA tag team division right now, not bad, not great. And they're the only big names that could do it. Storyline wise, I think at least for me, I think it's the Righteous. They finally need this. They've been building it, I think, for this exact moment right here. But the way the company has been going, he's not wrong when he says that they should put the titles on the Hardys for PR, business, all that stuff. But again, and who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what changes are made, yada, yada. But storyline wise, it should be the Righteous. So this match at Kev, because I've been doing the shows with Hoss the last 2 days.
Oh, that's fine.
I actually don't know who's going to win this match. It's between it's between the Hardys and the Righteous. But because of what you brought up from Bully, I mean, it's going to feel like it's not going to feel like a reset. It's going to feel like a repeat. That's my problem.
Okay. You know
That's
what
my only problem with that.
You know my problem, Chris? this Tommy Dreamer bled this dry of the Righteous and Hardys for since January. It's 6 months now, and they've been feuding. And for
that's Tommy Dreamer not being able to capitalize on moments. That's that conversation we had 3 Thursdays ago.
And we cannot give them Hardys the title here because we're still going to set up Righteous and Hardys again. And now we're going to month number 7, month number 8.
And then they're going to
go month number 9, month number, and then, yeah. I don't know if you could have more meat on the bones there. You have to pull the trigger. And it does make sense what he says. You need Hardys as the world champion. If you're having a restart, face of the company with the titles, yes, it will make sense. You need that. But unfortunately, the sins of the past is coming to haunt this company right now, where you have to now move on. And personally, be honest with you, I would love the Good Hands to be the tag team champion. They don't have to pin anyone. All you have to do is climb up on the ladder and shock the world and take the titles. You're also building Order 4. Because if they're getting a new creative, a new direction, Order 4 has to be the group that gets the fashion that gets up to the top, elevated. It should be the Order 4 going forward here in this new regime, this new creative, this new direction, this post Tommy Dreamer. Order 4 needs to get that next elevation up, and it starts with the Good Hands. I'm rooting for the Good Hands. I hate it.
I'm rooting for the Good Hands. I forgot they were a part of it.
They were at it last night.
Okay.
They were at it last night.
Yeah, because I look, we'll get to that in a second. But when Ali eventually becomes world champion, this group has to be legit. And one more thing before I move on. Get Tasha Steelz in the damn Knockouts title scene.
I totally agree with you there, and we'll see how that goes. But I think the right storyline wise, it should be the Righteous. It should be their time. But I'm rooting so hard for the Good Hands to be the tag team champions because they need to get pushed. The whole entire Order 4 group has to be pushed now to the top with this new creative, new fresh canvas, new set of eyes. We'll love to see that, which leads me now to Mustafa Ali's open challenge. A lot of line. He is the international champion. He has an open challenge. Who's going to answer the open challenge? They've been teasing a former world heavyweight champion from the WWE, yada, yada, yada. The names that I heard out there, Braun Strowman, who says he's too expensive, and Apollo Crew. If they waste their time, and he's a solid veteran, they're not in the mood, they're not in business to bring in an Apollo Crew with the money and the direction they're in right now. They need someone to be like, oh shit moment. I don't think, and no disrespect to Apollo Crew ain't the guy to say oh shit moment.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I have no fucking clue. Because I'm gonna say something and then it's somebody I don't know, but I would say, and then it's gonna be somebody like an Apollo Crews. I'm just like, damn.
They've been rumored it's him.
I haven't seen. Okay, that's the first. I was waiting for you to say some names because I have not heard anything on this.
Give me Carlito.
I'm trying to think of who got released recently. Former WWE champion.
Jinder Mahal.
Oh shit. Oh. Raj Giri. Oh, what if it's fucking Bishop Dyer?
I'm okay with that. I believe his time is up in MLW. I could ask the MLW crew there. By the way, if you're looking for MLW, this is a quick plug. MLW Files with Jeff Lippman and Mr. Thomas from MLW. They do that each and every Monday. They break down all the episodic from MLW Fusion here on the Sports Jedi Network. It's a program here now for the past 2 weeks. These guys have been nothing but informative of your Major League Wrestling coverage. Of course, you don't hear us because they're doing that. That's their Monday show with Mr. Thomas, the Godfather of Boomaye Club, and the one and only Mr. Jeff Lippman. Dibu Dos, you see him at the Garden of Thoughts, and of course the Out of Character podcast coming to the Sports Jedi Network in the near future. So yes, stay tuned. I want to shout out our guy Jeff Lippman. Appreciate him. Both of them have been a blessing, and don't forget as well the guys that smoke it all. They bring the smoke. The one and only Smoke Sessions. I wanted to give them a shout out as well. Doing a great job. Talking Spurs with K-Dot. Talking Heat with Nap God, the multiverse mashup as well, to the gentleman there, and shout out to our friends that collaborate and share and does a lot of social media, liking, reposting, retweeting to DWM Television. I appreciate you guys. We see you guys. We see you guys. We thank you for the retweeting and
we
liking.
see you guys.
Definitely, we appreciate you guys. Again, thank you. Great appreciation on everything that you guys do, whether social media, everyone. Yes, you're not wasting your time. We evaluate, at least from this man right here. Appreciate everyone. Maybe we need to say it more or express it, but yeah, we appreciate it. And thank you. Thank you so much for everyone that collaborates, from Marie Shadows to everyone. Thank you. That's a heartfelt thank you. No filler, no BS. It's just a true thank you from the Sports Jedi Network. Thank you so much. I'm there.
Sure.
Wanted to give that moment there. And Chris, yeah, we're talking about here with the open challenge, the possibilities, the names are out there.
I'm gonna say Raj Giri. I'm gonna say or what's his name? Rahaj, not Raj Giri. That's the fucking
Raj Giri is the guy from
he's the internet guy. What do they call Jinder Mahal? Raj something. Jinder. He's Raj something.
He's Jinder Mahal to me. Damn it. As long as it's not the Great Khali.
Because I can't.
As long as it's not the Great Khali coming out.
I can't believe I got him mixed up with the clown that talks about AEW analytics. Raj Desi. Okay.
Oh, Desi.
Raj sorry, Raj Gear. I know who you are. I know. It's my bad. I didn't mean to get you guys confused.
The former owner of Wrestling Inc. Yeah.
Yes, I know. Yeah. Sorry, Raj. Sorry. I know who you are. I've seen your work. I don't know many Raj. I'm gonna be honest. So maybe I'm gonna say Jinder Mahal. Raj Mahal. There we go.
I mean, who could it be? Mustafa Ali, but I hope it's a banger match. I mean, Apollo Crew and Mustafa, I think they have many matches.
205 Live days. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So maybe that's something familiarity. They steal the show. Look, they had Starlight. What was it? Starboy Charlie or Tuna Fish Charlie. What was the guy's name that came out?
I know he fought a guy named Adam Priest. I think
he's good.
Oh, it was Chaz Starboy Hall.
Yeah, I thought it was Starlight Chunky Tuna. I mean, yeah.
Oh, that's the dude that was wearing like the Chad Gable. He looked like a bootleg Tavion Heights.
Okay, him. I know he wrestled him, but this is Slammiversary. You got to put something there, like even if it's a one-off. Chris.
I agree. I agree.
Why don't they put the Prince of Prime Rib in there to wrestle Mustafa Ali? I mean, he says they were the reason why Bound for Glory.
Mustafa Ali would look like shit, and he's phenomenal. No, don't do that to Ali. He's great,
but he should go over. Setting up Mustafa Ali as champion, being strong, moving forward there. We'd like to see where that goes for them personally there for Mustafa Ali. What brings me up to another match is the X Division. The X Division. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's all the releases of the wrestlers. I wanted to talk about that.
That's the Great American Match.
Time. I know. Here we go.
I did that on Wednesday too. So
you got Frankie Kazarian, Casey Navarro, the young bruv, Leon Slater, the current champion, Cedric Alexander, the Amazing Red, 15 years out of TNA, and he'll be back on TNA in one of the matches that when you think of X Division, you think of the Amazing Red. Mr. Elegance with all his baby oil self all over there, and Fabian Eitner. What do you like here?
I like Cedric to retain, but if I had to pick somebody else, I'm going Casey Navarro. Why? Not that this has anything to do with story, but this guy. I'm telling you why I personally would like to see it is because he obviously tore his ACL around this time after Slammiversary. Wrestled that match with that. I would like to see him get a singles gold. He doesn't have to pin anybody, really. He could pin anybody if he had to. He just has to grab that title. He's going to have some good spots in there with Leon and Amazing Red. I think are going to be spot fest. I don't think Leon's going to win. Because why would you put the title back on Leon after you could have had this whole record broken? I think you can't go back from stuff like that. That's why, yeah,
that's like the tube out of the toothpaste.
Right. So I don't want to see that. So I would like Casey, but I think Cedric's going to retain. I think he's on one of those pay to appear deals that he could. If he wants to do indie shows with representing the X Division title, he can. And I think, he's in the part of the system, so I think he has that to play off of. Maybe they kick out Eddie in the group and he has a match with Eddie. It's not really X Division, but, I could see Cedric retaining, but hopefully Casey wins.
I'm going for Casey Navarro. My rooting interest is 100% Casey Navarro.
The younger talent.
The younger talent, you think of X Division, being from there, and I think for him will be a fucking honor winning that X Division title with in the match with Amazing Red, because let's face it, when young men like Navarro, that grew up in like Santana, that grew up in that northeast scenery of the independent wrestling scene coming up there, we look up to Amazing Red. He's one of the first Boricuas out there, that really was out there killing it. Doesn't get a lot of that. Didn't do it with the WWE banner behind him. He did it on a non-WWE, and he's famous, and he still puts on phenomenal matches. Where they say on House of Glory that he does great work. I don't watch House of Glory because I don't have the time. I would like to, don't have the time. I know, but I see the highlights. I know there's a reason why they call him Amazing Red. So for Casey to win that there for him will be an honor, and we're moving forward. I think we're getting like a hard reset. I would like Cedric to continue to holding the title, because I don't see him holding any more title once he drops this X Division, maybe an international, but not right now. So, but again, Delirious is still the head of creative along with Brian James. So I don't know where they're going to go, if they don't want to step on toes, or who's going to have final call or what. Man, I would love Casey Navarro. Definitely.
I'd be a terrible booker, man. I'm telling you right now, my Mark ass would book Amazing Red to win the X Division title, and I would be a Tony Khan and go and have dream match after dream match after.
But here's the thing, though.
I'm joking.
No. But I'm gonna ask you this. No, I want to give it legs, though, Chris. No answer is not far fetched. Let's give it legs. Let's let it go work. If Amazing Red at that age and coming back, would it give you a buzz on the internet and take you away from the negative stink?
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, him and Ali will be. I know Ali's a champion, but him and Ali,
Even if
and
it's a short
Leon.
run.
I mean, even if it's a short, he could. Yeah, he doesn't even have to defend a pay-per-view. He can do some live or some tapings, and he can go to the tapings. They're only a few. They're in the same day or whatever.
And lose it in Lethal Lockdown because it's going to be. I'm pretty sure that title is going to be in a multi-man match as well.
Right, exactly. So he could. He can just show up for the tapings wherever they're going to be at. Where to the top of my head, I don't remember where they're going to be at following Slam.
I do have it. It's going to be in upstate New York. It's going to be
Syracuse.
Jesus Christ, I had it here. Give me a minute.
No, you're good. But what I'm saying is like with Amazing Red, I would just say show up to the tapings, because I don't think he's going to have a long title where he's going to build a feud with anybody. So I would just have him maybe a match here when the first taping, another match taping, whatever, a segment with whoever maybe he might feud for with the lockdown, and then or whatever happens or whatever is going on, and then he just loses it right there. But yes, I think that will give the internet the wrestling internet a lot of buzz.
A lot of good positive vibes with Amazing Red winning. A feel-good story if he wins that X Division title. Remember, I always go back to something that Trick Williams always said when he was going to take on Mike Santana. It's not who has the best story, what's best for business. And to be honest with you, even for a short run for the summer of Red in TNA, it wouldn't hurt them one bit to take away from the negative taste that people have with the booking and all that stuff. Amazing Red winning that title will be great, because they're going to be damn, I had this earlier when I was prepping and I saw it, and I'm trying to get the dates, because they did announce the dates of all the different venues they're going to be. I'm pretty sure, I know Philadelphia's coming up. They're going to be they're going to be in Buffalo, if I'm not mistaken, Chris. They're going to be in the New York or in the
Albany.
East Coast.
I got it. Albany. It'll be in Albany and Philadelphia right after then lockdown. So, okay.
Yes.
You could have him go upstate New York for the July 1st, July 2nd taping. Have that play up on TV. And then they come live. No, they're not live. Yeah, they might be live on that July 30th in Philadelphia. Don't quote me Don't quote me. Oh, no, it's not. They're not. No, they're not. I have it right here. It just says TNA Impact on AMC. So they're not live for that one.
What are the dates again, my friend?
Okay, so July 1st is coming out of Bound for Glory. Or excuse me, Slammiversary is Wednesday, July 1st.
That's tape.
Tuesday, and then Thursday, July 2nd.
So they're recording for the next 3 weeks, probably.
So they're
and then the 30th. 30th is July 30th is a Thursday. So that could be a live one.
Right, because I'm confused on the Wednesday, Thursday for July 1st, 2nd coming out of Slammiversary because if you're taping it on a Wednesday, are you airing that Wednesday show for Thursday and you're taping Thursdays while the show's airing on so you're gonna have TNA tapings while it's airing on TV.
Because they're gonna do it for July 9th, July 16th, and July 23. Wednesday show is gonna probably be booked for the Thursday the 2nd and the 9th with some of the matches sprinkled, and then the Thursday show you're gonna have it for the 16th and the 23rd, which I find it ironic. You're asking people in Buffalo to come to the arena, which is a live show, but you don't want them to watch your product. I think that's counterproductive. So how's your television ratings?
That's why I'm kind of questioning.
Very counterproductive.
That's why I question, like, they're gonna do the Wednesday tapings and then have the tapings on a Thursday while they're airing their show on TV. That makes no sense.
Because it makes no sense to tape on Wednesday and then go live on Thursday the next day.
No, it doesn't at all. No, not at all. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why, because every other schedule right here, it's Thursday, Friday, or they have another Wednesday in November after what's it called?
Happy Friday,
they're at Edmonton. What up, Brian? Happy Friday afternoon, man. What up, Tony? Happy Friday afternoon, brother. But after they come out of lockdown and they're in Edmonton, they do another. Or Bound for Glory, excuse me, they do another Wednesday taping. So I don't know how that's going to work. And I think it's funny how we're seeing Santana advertised for all of these shows when he's not going to be.
Well, I mean, they did that before.
I know. That's why I'm
and that's why we're advocating. We would like to see Amazing Red, even for that time.
I would love it
to be the X Division champion, because it's going to help the stigma. People will tune in to want to watch Amazing Red. Oh, wow, he's back. And be honest with you, I will book him his first match against Frankie Kazarian. Some OGs. His first title, because Kazarian, you could have Amazing Red go over him for Kazarian, a little bit of a program for 2 weeks with them. And then eventually Casey Navarro beats Amazing Red for that X Division title. And he helps put over another young kid who looked up to him. You could play the story how Casey looked up to him and from the East Coast, one of the young kids, a little kid watching him in TNA as a little boy and kind of high flyer X Division style with KC and all that stuff. And you got to build stories to matches and get people's emotional investment. You could do that for Lockdown, for Casey Navarro, Amazing Red. If I had the pencil, or I had input, I would go that route for that X Division, because even if Cedric wins, what's next for Cedric? Who's going to be the next? Leon, you're ready. It's like putting toothpaste back in the tube. Kazarian is big X Division champion again. It's great to have him in the match. What's there? Nobody wants to see Mr. Elegant.
If he wins, Kev, oh my Lord,
there's going to be a problem. Tommy Dreamer was there. Maybe Mr. Elegance might have won the X Division title. You would have had Amazing Red about to grab the X Division title.
And the concierge grab him, and then
his hands are slippery because of the baby oil of Mr. Elegance, and slips and falls, and then Mr. Elegance wins the title. Something stupid along the lines Tommy Dreamer would have been there. Yeah, that's something Tommy Dreamer would have done. But now with hopefully they course correct here with the whole company with the direction they're going in, and I will do that for a short term, making Amazing Red the X Division champion, and then for Fabian Eitner, he said
I was just gonna say, what about him?
He only has a short term contract. I don't know if they want him to stay longer. I don't know. Somebody bought in Fabian Eitner it was against Tommy Dreamer's will. I don't know whoever's in there if they're going to push him. So I don't know. He's an X factor. I don't know. With him, I don't know. And guys, I know he doesn't jump off the page, Trust me, believe me. You don't have to. Fabian Eichner as a one-on-one. Check out the NXT. I know nobody wants to see NXT 2.0 back in the day, but when he came back as Giovanni Vinci with the Playboy Italian model gimmick, or the Playboy Italian gimmick, returning back before he got called up to Imperium, he have great matches. Him and JD McDonough put on some really good matches. Fabian Eichner as a singles competitor could go. I give you great matches. Wouldn't surprise me if he becomes the one that goes over in the sex division, not winning the title, but we're gonna be like, damn, Fabian Eichner really showed out. He's gonna show out. He has that type of capability. Don't let the 90-second roll up. And funny if Apollo Crews shows up and takes on Mustafa Ali with Fabian Eichner in the match. You know they're gonna revisit that kind of a match. They're gonna try to course correct that too. But my point is, don't sleep on him. I don't think he wins the title. I would like to go Men's in Red, but we'll move on. We'll see where that goes here. What leads me to the main event, Nick Nemeth, our guy Mike Santana, as the champion in that Boston, where he's not from Boston, ladies and gentlemen. I know he won the title. They're going to glaze that he won it there a couple months ago at Bound for Glory. It was the worst decision in professional wrestling, him winning that title there. Should have been a Slammiversary last year at the UBS Arena. Again, even now, Tommy's trying to come up and you see how he tried to defend it?
There's something wrong with him.
And then he does it when someone who's not going to ask questions or push back, where everything is so.
I'm Denise Salcedo.
No follow-up, no questions, and then her, and this is why, again, she doesn't care about TNA. All she cares about
terrible.
Will Washington.
She's
and
the worst
because she didn't even
radio host I've ever heard.
She didn't even ask the question to follow up. But Tommy, did you see the contingency of Puerto Ricanos, of Hispanics there for Mike? What possessed you to not call at least or contemplate? Did you at least contemplate an audible? No follow-up questions from her.
She doesn't have the balls.
Well, we know that. Look at her.
Okay. Yes. She does not have the other thing. Actually, I don't know. I don't know about that one. She has her times that, she could have him. But no, I mean, I don't know, man. I got Nick Nemeth. I think this is going to be Santana's last match in TNA. Hopefully not. But what really is there to do with him at this point? He finished his story. Let him go do bigger and better things. Nick Nemeth. Haas could be right about his short title reign. I don't know. I'm going to be honest, because I don't know who would step up to the plate unless they build, like a Sosa or a Casey up or one of the young guys, but I don't see that happening quite yet. But I got Nick Nemeth. Nick Nemeth is he's going to walk out Boston TNA World Champion in my opinion. And it's going to suck.
Yeah, I think Nick Nemeth is going to beat our guy Mike Santana. Because
he talked a lot about it the last 2 days on Busted Open. When I come back, Dave, as world champion next week.
But 25% of me have in my bone. I think Carlos Silva really, 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 really likes Mike Santana as a person, his story, his hustle. And I could see where he could go to Anthem and say, we need to pay this man more money. I could see if I say this, Chris, I don't know what Nick Nemeth is making, but if Carlos Silva gives the same contract money-wise that Nick Nemeth is getting Mike Santana, do you think Mike stays? We don't know what the number is, but if he says, look, Carlos sits down and says, I want to be transparent. We have this and this and that. This is what we gave. This is what we're paying Nemeth. We want to offer you that contract for the next year, 2 years. You don't have to uproot. I've said this many times again. I'm going to say this now on a live stream. I don't think Mike is in any hurry or desire to move to Orlando, Florida. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just saying, from looking where uprooting his daughter from school system in New York City, his family, his and the familiarity, maybe babysitter wise when he's on the road. I don't know who, all that stuff that people don't take accountability to think about. I don't know, whoever watches his daughter, if it's his daughter's mom, whatever the case. I don't know if they want to uproot to go. If he goes to NXT, he's got to go live in Orlando because they live and again, people don't think everyone's foregone conclusion he's going to NXT, not to the main roster. That's why I say if he goes to the WWE, he's going to play hardball and say I got to be in the main roster or AAA where I could travel and fly and still do where I got to do, not to NXT. I don't think he has any desire to go live in Orlando, move yet. I don't think he wants to move out of New York. I'm speaking for myself. I don't. That's why if they tell him we're going to pay you extra, I could see 25% Santana restaying and resigning and holding this title and shocking the world. And Nick Nemeth doesn't beat Mike. Or I could see them. And it's if Tommy's not here. If Tommy was here, he probably wins the Slammiversary and the next night on the Wednesday night tapings and loses.
And it gets spoiled all over the internet. Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. Hopefully that happens. I hope that happens. He stays a little bit longer. At least the Florida.
I got 25%.
At least the Tampa show in Bound for Glory.
Yes, sir, Brian. Ask your question. Ask away, buddy. Ask away. Ask away your question. Bring the questions in. We'll definitely see that. Yeah, I could see that. I hope Santana, 25% of me wants Santana to stay because let's face it, he'll be the face of the company in TNA, going forward, moving forward. It's not his. I would like, with the new creator, to see how they'll book him. Tommy thinks that everyone should be booked. All the babyface should be booked like him. Lose for 3 years, waiting for your single port Kane moment to get Kane, so the people could feel good for you and rally behind you. And he's going to have an ongoing feud with a Raven. It doesn't work for everybody, Tommy. Everybody's a different entity. The baby faces, you have to pull the trigger. You can't have your baby faces go on a longevity losing streak because people lose interest in this world where everyone has a short attention span. And that's the problem that I think Tommy had in his book.
Well said. Not being able to capture the moment. I'll never forgive him for that.
All right, we'll leave us to our final segment on the CW. First time ever on national broadcast television, a premium live event. It's going to be here from Orlando, Florida, from the Performance Center. They have a kickoff show. It's the Great American Bash. You see the names, the card, the different people. I want to talk about, they're going to do a pre-show out in the parking lot. Guys, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's not whoever shows up could be there at the tailgate, Chris. They making it seem like if I want to show up like Joe Blow, or that's in Orlando,
like
area,
if you just want to go for the tailgate and not the show,
you're not going to be able to do that. You still got to go online. You have to leave your car in Full Sail University and get on the bus. You're going to have the option to be in the Performance Center. You're going to have the option to be outside watching the screen. You're not going to be. It's not like for instance, if I want to go because I only live 3.5 to 4 miles away, I've got to put myself on that list and get the invite. And right now on the 20, it's the 26th Friday. If you haven't gotten your invite or your confirmation, you're not getting in. You're not getting in. So don't think you're going to show up to the tailgate. This is not like you're going to Bryant Park or Madison Square Garden to watch the Knicks watch along outside. It's not like that. So don't waste your time if you're in the Orlando area to go if you're not on the registry list. I'm going to tell you that honestly. I'm going to be totally honest. Don't waste your time. Don't get frustrated. Don't get pissed off because then you're going to get a negative taste of WWE.
You think we see one incident on Twitter where that happens? Hey, they didn't let me in, yada, yada, yada.
Yes, because it happens every PLE. Every PLE that they do the Performance Center, you get like about 25 people turn back because you're supposed to wait for a second confirmation. Many? Yes.
Holy shit! Yes. I thought it'd be like 5.
Yes. I was one of them from one of the. I was one of them for the Halloween Havoc show. I was there 4 hours before on the line. And they said your name is not on the list. How the fuck if I come here every Tuesday and the people see me know me? The people that sees my identification and give me the stupid wristband to get on the bus knows me. We have conversation, pleasantries. I wasn't on the list. I wasn't able to go to America. I had to wait. Oh, let me see if there's any extra room. If they open up an extra section, we'll and I didn't get into the Great American, the Halloween Havoc like 4 year right when they were doing it in the Performance Center. Where Dave, by the way, that was one of them that Dave LaGreca was hosting. I was gonna boo the shit out.
It was at the Hershey one. He also did too.
No, that was before that one.
I know, but he also came to the Hershey one too, and I remember that too. Him and Bully.
Yeah. So if you're not on the list, you're not getting in. Even if you're a hardcore that goes every fucking Tuesday,
sucks.
if you're not on that particular list, you're not getting in. It sucks because you invest your time and my wife had a peanut butter, had a banana outfit, because we all got dressed up for Halloween Havoc and we couldn't go in. I was like, you motherfuckers up there, we got dressed up and we come here every fucking Tuesday, and you didn't let us in.
That sucks.
All right. And that happens to a lot. That's how I met Jay. That used to come on and we used to review NXT together he didn't get in either. He's another one that used to go every week. Jason used to go every week, and they don't let him in either. So if you're not on the list, if you haven't got your confirmation yet tonight, or if you got for the next 24 hours, don't even bother showing up, because you're not going to get in, and you're going to get mad, and you're going to start bad-mouthing the Performance Center and the WWE because they didn't put you on that email list. So yeah, I'm just giving you that word of advice if you're planning to go, and you're not just go for the tailgate. They're not going to let you go. They're not going to let you take your car to the industrial area where the Performance Center is. The police will not let you. You got to go by their own buses. So I'm going to tell you that right now. Don't waste your time. Make sure you're on that list. Make sure you're at Full Sail early. Make sure you get on, because if not, that's what I think that's going to happen. My point is, so now that Tommy Dreamer is out of creative of TNA, and now they're with iHeartRadio, now there is no Dave LaGreca coming in for the post show for.
Well, he said it. He said it today. He was like, I had fun doing it. I'm thankful for my time. He basically said it without saying it, that he's not doing TNA anymore. So
no, that's what you get when you don't cover it on your channel. You pretend that you're 24 hours wrestling network when you repeat a lot of your shows, and you don't even talk TNA. You talk maybe 20 minutes, and then you're
no. Him and Bully talk TNA every Friday. That's what Dave said.
Yeah, sure, okay. I know more Motley Crue. I know more about Motley Crue, Rat, White Snake, Chris Sabo than fucking anything that's going on in TNA from that show. And they're supposed to be a wrestling show.
What's your what was the shit that they were talking about on the one
Kiss
Free for All Friday?
Kiss Cheese. I don't know what the fuck is Kiss Cheese, but I learned about this. It's a whole album set without makeup from Kiss. Really?
And real quick, before to get into the card, they do a Free for All Friday and don't do TNA. I mean, they don't even want to talk about Dynamite, to be fair, but still, all they want to talk about is WWE, which that's not a make yourself WWE Wrestling Network at that point instead of Pro Wrestling Nation.
And it's just the WWE Cody Rhodes, because he doesn't even talk about NXT. He won't even talk about anything else, but just Cody Rhodes.
I couldn't even guess on how he got that gig, brother.
Oh, I could tell you.
Bully Ray. Yes.
LFG.
Yep. Bully Ray.
Exactly.
Never mind.
Exactly. So he's going to be doing the pre-show there. I mean, whatever. I don't watch pre-shows anyway. So whatever that is, we'll be doing our, I don't even know. I'm contemplating. This is how much the NXT product I've been a little bit disconnected. I know you say it looks great. And it looks great show. I don't know if I'm going to do a live stream yet. I'm contemplating for NXT. I watch it at home. I'm definitely going to watch it live, but I don't know if I'm going to do a live stream. I don't know yet. That's still up in the air debate.
I'm going to try to watch it. I'm not going to, because after that, I do have to get ready for wrestling until fucking midnight for the Forbidden Door, and I'm covering it. So I'm going to try to give I'm going to try to at least give a few of these matches a watch, but it's going to be tough for me. It's going to be intertwining with Slam, and then I got to get ready for Forbidden Door. So, but it looks like the card looks fine. I'm fine. Like you. I am a little disconnected from the NXT product. I will admit.
Shadow Hill versus Tristan Angels. I'm gonna be honest with you, Chris. I like this Tristan Angels guy. I really do like his presentation. I like his story. He's a kid. He's a kid of a 7th-generation sheep herder coming from humble beginnings as a sheep herder, country boy. coming to the big time wrestling business. I like
him
his
and Shiloh
backstory.
kind of got like the same.
And Shiloh
flow
Hill has
going
been a
on.
good character. So to me personally, if I'm watching from the outside, that's going to be probably the match of the night. I'm going to be there. And I didn't like Shiloh
I
Hill.
know, that's why if you could see me right now, I'm shocked.
So I think that's going to be the match of the night. I like Trish and Angels, and Shiloh Hill has grown. I got to give him credit. He's worked his ass off to get where he's at. Who wins? Shiloh Hill is going to win. I think Shiloh gets
I
the
agree.
victory.
I think he has the potential there I think they're going to do more stuff with him. So yeah, I got Shiloh. Future world champion for the company, for the brand.
Speed Women's Champion Adriana Grace versus Maddie, aka Ren Sinclair. I think Adriana wins that speed title because I think she's not 100% clear yet, or they're gonna give you the impression that Maddie or Ren Sinclair, I keep going back, that's her independent name. When she was in the independents, she's going to lose that title because she's still injured. And I think Adriana wins to give Birthright that speed title along with, I believe, Lexus King is the speed champion. I haven't seen it product for a while. Your thoughts on that one?
I got the same thing. Yep. I think Ariana Grace as any champion is fine. But yeah, 2-minute match. I got Ariana Grace.
It's actually 5 or 10 for the title matches are a little longer. I think it's 5 or 10. Yeah. It's not 2. It's not a 3-minute, 2-minute. It's a little longer because it's the world title matchup.
This match should be 5 minutes anyway. So
yeah, I tend to agree with you on that there. The NXT Women's North American title, your current champion Zarya versus Tatum Paxley. I do not see Tatum winning this. I think Zarya wins and convincingly.
Yeah, man, Zarya's this is so fresh for her. She's waited for so long. Her feuds with Soul kind of being you have a best friend, but the one best friend's just more popular than you. Like she was in that situation for a while. She finally is in her island of her own. So I like her retaining. Shout out to Tatum. I think there's nothing really for her to do with that title. I enjoyed her shit with Izzy Dame. I think it was very fun to watch, and she's grown on me a lot from the first time I've seen her. So this I think is going to be the best women's match of the night, in my opinion. Okay. I love Lola. I'm high on Kendall Gray, but I think Tatum has been killing it in her matches recently. In Zarya, and I think it's a good dynamic of big girl, small girl, yada yada yada. So I got Zarya winning. It should be in my opinion. I think this should be the women's match of the night on paper.
I could see that, and we get one of them, bro. Chef Dan, shout out to my boy Chef Dan, our guy, Chef. Go listen to Shaycon Sugar's promo this past Tuesday versus Leon Lennox. I wasn't feeling it. I thought Shaycon Sugars was going to be the weakest link along with Cutler James. I always say that the Lennox and Osiris Griffins were going to be the two that are really going to make it. But after that promo character work for Shayquan Sugars, and I was having this conversation with Chef, I'm a believer of Shayquan.
Really?
It's because
I gotta go check out this promo after this.
Yeah. Also, because character work, talking makes you believe in him more. And also, normally when there's a faction group, Chris, and when the first guy that gets taken out or defects normally gets the rocket pack, or they see more of a money, financial, or superstar in them. And the fact that they didn't separate Dion Lennox, which I thought Dion Lennox was going to be the one that's going to be taken out of Dark State, they went the opposite. And also listen to it how Booker T sees through his lens Shayquan Sugars, just man, and he gets excited for him.
Mm-hmm.
I think they see something more than meets the eyes between you and I with Shayquan Sugars, and that promo may open my eyes. Maybe this is what the coaches see, Chris. And I got Shayquan winning this.
Yeah, look, I don't think you're wrong on that. I gotta go check out the promo you and Chef are talking about when I go make dinner after this. But you look at Dion Lennox and he looks like he could be like something. Like he reminds me like Anthony. I know they changed his name, is Anthony Luke, Maxine's fiance. Like they both have that same kind of physique. That's okay. I think it's stupid that they named him.
Me too. I like Anthony Luke's.
Anthony Luke. Simple. It's simple.
It said superstar. My
yeah.
wife's like, oh, I like that name, Anthony Luke. I could see that. And Cam Henry.
That's so stupid.
Just call it cornball.
On a real note, how many people are going to do Hendrix?
You have Joe Hendry. Why would you put Hendrix? Because stop.
It's so stupid.
Like when you had Eli Drake. Now he's EK Prosper. I mean that. Come on.
They have a Ricky Smokes and a Ricky Saints.
Oh.
So yeah,
who's writing these names? Stan Lane.
I don't know, dude. These names, these wrestling names. Hoss said it the one week. These wrestling names are something in 2026.
I agree.
There's something, but when you look at Deion Lennox, him and Anthony Luke had that same physique, good size. They're not bad wrestlers either. But I think Saquon, like, I never denied like his mic. I thought he was kind of annoying, but the one thing I knew about him automatically is I feel like he had a little more personality than a lot of the other Dark State members. I mean, he comes out with the ski mask on the side, like a Florida rapper. He goes by ski mask, whatever. He wears that shield thingy thing, like, and the way he talks could gravitate to a certain demographic of people, like a Javon Evans and like the younger, his people. That's the best way I could put it. Just like Mike gravitates towards us, he can gravitate towards his people. In his character work, I see that a lot in his character work. Even when he came in the beginning of Darkseid, I know we clowned him Botchamania 4, but I kind of agree with you. I do like Deion though. I do think he right now, I would just push him a little bit first. But again, maybe I gotta go watch that promo. Maybe that'll change my mind. But I'm gonna say Shaquan Sugars, not to go too long here, but I see his character even since day one. But I really like Deion's, no homo. I like his physique,
his presentation, Deion Lennox. But the character and work in professional wrestling screams ahead of the curve. Is Shaquan, because he could talk and he could. If I tell you, if I close your eyes and you hear the promo, you hear him talk, he's gonna talk you into want to buying a ticket to watch the match. He was the one that actually sold me to want to watch this match because I couldn't care less for neither one because they were, to me personally, I didn't like neither one. But that match and the feud, the story behind it, I said, yeah, now I gotta watch. So I got to give shout out to Shaquan Sugars for making me intrigued to want to watch their match. And I always told you, Lennox looks like a guy that you could put in the main roster. Again, not to sound like a broken record or talking we just finished saying, but shout out to Shaquan. And that's where the Performance Center works, where you saw him with time and television and reps. Now look where he's at now, where you now want to see his match. I couldn't stand the guy. I'm going to be honest with you.
I couldn't either, brother. I know you couldn't. I know you
couldn't stand him. And the same thing with Shiloh Hill. I couldn't stand them both. And now look, I'm saying that's going to be the match of the night with Shiloh Hill and Trish Angels that I can't wait to see. And I'm intrigued to watch this match with Shaquan Sugars. And that's the hard work and determination of these kids. Let them out there, let them work, let them give it time, let it marinate, let them see them work on there. Something that works is this North American title run for our guy Miles Bourne. You see him on the
quarter cash crew.
No quarter cash crew. Is this the time for Travion to reach the heights and become North American champion?
I really like Tavion Heights. I like Nor to catch crew. I thought they worked very well together. Even when them going against the Hardys, I think them calling the Hardys out first time, them coming back on TNA, I think that got them on the map. Yes. I would say, especially Miles, him looking like a Randy, whatever. But they both, I'm very happy to see where those guys are from when they've started in No Quarter Catch Crew. The match is going to be very good. And yes, I hope this is Tavion Heights time. Look, Miles Bourne, he's one of the few things on NXT that I still have an interest in on the men's side. I'll be honest. I still like his physique. I like the way he wrestles. He does really remind me of a Randy Orton. I hate to say that because he's his own person, but that's why I really like the guy. and he's winning in life, let me tell you. But no, I got Tavion Heights. He is winning in life.
Él es primero. Él es primero.
Oh, yes, exactly.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. But yeah, I would like to see Tavion get his NXT title. Again, I think I don't think it's far-fetched to say that you could have Miles do something, even with him extend this a little bit more before he maybe goes on to the main roster or something. I don't know if he's going to do that this year, but I give it to Tavion. Why not? The dude, he's solid. He's a solid talent for NXT.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Tavion Heights with the North American title. For Miles, he could go into the world heavyweight title scene if he wants to, because they really could use it. We'll get to that right as soon as I finish this quote. And again, why does he look a lot like Randy Orton, ladies and gentlemen? Because when Randy Orton was returning back from his back fusion, he took hand in hand with Miles Bourne, and they worked together to get him back into ring shape with even the workout program, even the body physique with the weightlifting, the training. That's why he looks and kind of emulates a lot of Randy Orton, because he helped him get into wrestling shape. And that's why, and he mentioned that in many interviews, he has an infinity, admire, and gratitude to Randy Orton, and vice versa, those two. So yes, that's why he looks like him. He's not trying to copycat or take his style. He worked with the man hand in hand for months to get him back into some wrestling shape after that long back fusion layoff for Randy Orton. So yes,
it's one of those things that you can tell. Like you can tell the trainers from students. Look at Nate Frazier and Seth
Rollins.
Yeah,
perfect example. And we would love to see him get elevated to the world title scene, because I'm going to be honest with you, this NXT men's world title picture is one of the reasons why I'm not so enthusiastic to want to watch NXT. I'm going to be totally blunt. I'm going to keep it a buck. I am not invested in this Tony D'Angelo. I'm waiting for him to turn back and go, I'm not
reunite the family.
I don't know what is his. He's not hitting. He's not captivating me. Nurato, he's making me evil by turning off this program. I'm not feeling him either. I know he comes from New Japan with a lot of championship experience. I don't know what to get. And then Mason Rook, he needed the money. I can't get into Mason Rook. I don't like the three men that are in the world heavyweight title picture. So I'm hoping Miles Bourne gets elevated and Cat runs after that gold or something different. I am not feeling the men's picture, and tells you that much. They're not even main eventing this show.
Miles Bourne versus Tavion Heights is a more main event than Tony D'Angelo and Evil or Akuzi or Cuckoo, whatever his new name is. Noratu. All right. I think that's fair to say. They have more history with each other, and it's a better match. I'm going to be honest. I don't give a shit who wins the World Heavyweight Championship or the NXT World title. I'm just going to say Tony D, because what the hell else is he going to do? Naruto or whatever. I don't know. He can go after a North American title or something. But Tony D, I don't know what the hell he's going to do. I'm not a fan of Tony D, but I agree. This main event is atrocious. Main event scene for NXT is atrocious.
For the men. Yeah, for the men's world title picture. We get to the main event. Lola Vice taking on Kendall Gray for the NXT Women's title. This is where it's going to get weird for me, Chris. Everybody loves Kendall Gray. Everybody's excited with Kendall Gray. The Kendall Gray love, the fest, all that. But what's up with Lola Vice? Everybody wants to take off that title away from Lola so quickly to rush it on Kendall Gray, where she just got here from Evolve. I know she's great. I know that. There is no rush for her. I would like to see a little more championship development from Lola Vice, which I've got Lola Vice winning, but I got Lola Vice winning with Ren Sinclair turning on Kendall Gray.
Okay.
I could see finally she turns on her, because she's going to sell, like as I said up when I told you about the speed, she's going to lose the speed title, and it's going to drive her over the edge because she's still got that injury. And you think she's going to come out and say, no, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to be there with you with the crutches, whatever, with that. And then she's going to nail Kendall Gray with it. Lola Vice is going to get the victory, and it's going to set up where Kendall Gray is going to win this title, guys. Yes, probably for Halloween Havoc or later down. Not yet for Lola. I think Lola, unless if they have visions of Lola beating Flammer in AAA for the Reina's title and breaking that Roman Reigns 1,000 days reigns for Flammer. And I know it's like, what about Catalina? Catalina just got there. I think Lola Vice is more over with the crowd in AAA now that Damien is going to work there. So maybe that's where that might work there if she loses this title. But I'm still thinking Lola holds the title. And I think Ren Sinclair turns on Kendall Gray.
That's the best thing to do. And I got nothing else to add on. That's the best thing to do because, well, I'll add this. Because I think if you have Ren Sinclair and Kendall Gray have their Zarya and Sol Ruka type of thing, get that shit out of the way now.
Yes.
Have Kendall Gray, if you want, win all of them, but have her just dominate. And that's when she says, look, whatever. Then she can take the title from Lola Vice. But I agree.
Yes.
But Kev, I'm going to be honest. I think there is a big chance here that Kendall Gray is going to walk.
I'm with you too. I'm with you. I'm saying this just to say.
I hate to say
but
that. But yes.
By the end of the night, it's going to be Kendall because they want to put the good American Kirk Angle lookalike on CW to win. Yeah.
And they're gonna have Lola Vice just do trip away.
Yeah.
We're not gonna
the Latina. Well, let's beat the Latina on CW.
Let's put the Latina in Mexico.
Exactly. And I hope not.
Oh, that's what, dude. Damien being there, bro, they could be the fucking mix. Do they still have mixed tag team champions?
She's still with Mr. Iguana.
Mr. Iguana?
Tag team champion. Yeah,
that's still going on?
Yeah, they're still the champions. They're still the mixed tag team champion, Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana. They're still
maybe a little deep Priest and Mr. Iguana feud over Lola.
You know that's
down in
that's
gonna
happen. That's gonna happen. So
they're gonna use her as a prop for a storyline. That's what we've gotten with Lola Vice after this. This is I hope she does well.
That's why
I'm scared for her after she drops it.
I hope she wins the AAA Women's Champ, the Reinas Título, because you're going to be a champion that's been there for over 1,000 days champion in Fama. And rather than bringing in, you brought in Catalina, great. But I would like to see Catalina turn on Lola and take the title later down the road, even in AAA if they ask the kid, or after AAA, they still don't blow your load immediately right away. I would like to see that build there, but I don't know how they're going to go there with that when it comes to that. That's how NXT Great American Bash. We'll be breaking and watching all those wrestling shows. Again, if you're looking for Forbidden Door, why are they not reviewing Forbidden Door? Simple. Go on our video on YouTube. Yesterday, we dedicated 2.5 hours for the Forbidden Door, New Japan Pro Wrestling, AEW, with our special guest and our New Japan Pro Wrestling pundit on the Sports Jedi Network, and Marie Shadows. Everything's broken down. Every card, they gave it the love and the intention that it earned and it deserved for the Forbidden Door. So you could see the video on the YouTube. If you're on X, you could see that on our profile where Marie Shadows has an AEW Forbidden Door breakdown there. The guys did a good job. All three of you guys did a phenomenal job there. So I appreciate you guys breaking that down. Yes. Again, you guys did great work, and the video numbers proved it. Thank you.
Video numbers are going well. I woke up to see what was going on, and I was very, very happy with it. So thank you guys for checking that out. We just wanted to give you guys a little bit of everything that's going on this weekend. So
yes,
Kev and Haas, I know he's not here, but Haas, Kev, we did just that.
Yes, we did. I got one thing that I want to get off my chest. Here on the Sports Jedi Network, we champion ourselves to want to interview a lot of different talents. It's been a year ago. We started off with Matt Awesome. Appreciate you were our first independent wrestler that we interviewed. Jared Diaz, Naya Robles, Valentina Vasquez, Denai Kai. And one thing that I always say, we're always ahead of the curve, Chris, because what was the thing that we always tell them? Hey, well, how did you fall in love in professional wrestling? What's your story? Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying WWE copycatted, but we saw Stephanie McMahon name her podcast immediately after that. What's your story? I mean, I'm not saying that she, but we weren't quick enough. We weren't slick enough to name that. That was our main mission statement, and it still is our mission statement. We want to talk to wrestlers, not just in the big companies, in the independent scene, to come on and network and have your voice amplify on our network. And it leads me to this, why I wanted to get this off my chest. There's a lot of independent wrestlers that I see them go online bitching and complaining that they want to get signed with certain companies. Hey, notice me TNA, notice me this. And when we extend the invite, come on and join us. Don't blow us off. Don't say you're going to come on and forgot, or do not, if you're, and then you don't show up. And then you go on the internet complaining and crying and want people to retweet and at TNA to get you on a card. And one thing you have to remember, your guys, social media is your strength. The vocal minority in the IWC have or the IWC have a voice for people to be heard. Listen, two guys, I'm going to mention these two names. I never watch a match of them, but I know who the hell they are because of their social media engagements, their social media entertainment. It's Ben Bishop and Tommy Invincible. I never seen them never seen a match of them, Chris. Never seen a match of them, but I know their name like this. And I could tell, and I could pull them out of a
Richard
hat.
Holiday is a solid
another
one.
Yes. And I never seen their matches, but I know they're good guys. They're great promoters of themselves.
Very.
Dude,
those guys know how to. Tommy Invincible knows how to use his freaking social media. Richard Holiday is very good at using his social media and when they feuded with each other, it got both their engagements up because they mocked each other. It was. I showed you the video of Richard Holiday dressed as Tommy. Like, they're very good. But no, I agree. I agree with. I want you to keep going because I know I interrupted you there. But
no,
I agree.
What bothers me with these independent wrestlers, we celebrate when you come on and or not just us, any podcasters at all, anyone that invites you on. If you don't want to do this 2-hour interview, 1-hour interview, or your time is short, let the podcaster host know, guys, I can only give you 20 minutes. And if the podcaster doesn't give you the proper questions, or you feel that the interview is not going well, you say, guys, I only promised you 20 minutes. I got something to do. I need to bow out, no respect. And you'll also gain that audience because you don't know who's listening to you on the other side of the podcast, how you conduct yourself in interviews. Major companies could see you there. Use those. The same way you want your us to retweet for the big companies to sign you, show that you're marketable. Show that you have a marketability going on people's podcasts, going on people's interviews, going on different things on YouTube, cutting a vignette, whatever the case, because maybe you get an opportunity on a company, whether it's a cameo appearance and so forth. Don't wait until you get seen by John Cena and then Busted Open comes calling you to come on because you're the flavor of the month right now. Seriously. We want your voice to get amplified. Remember, a drop at a time fills a gallon. If you go drop a drop in a small gallon, you're in a small container, the gallon's going to get full. Go it's on you guys as well to go around and show yourself you're a people person. Get people to rally behind you, to retweet, to relike. You go and win the people. Do your part. That's a word of advice to every independent wrestler. Again, we want you to make it. But newsflash, just like us, we haven't made it yet. We haven't made it. And you know what? When we poop, it stinks. So don't think our poop smells like roses. So please continue to grind. We're here and we want to grind with you. I love the fact that, you know what? You guys are building an empire and you want to lay the foundation. We don't mind getting in there with the shovels and digging the dirt to start the foundation with you guys. We don't mind that. We want to be there in the dirt with you. When you start digging before you laid the foundation, we want to be that. Give us the opportunity, not just here on the Sports Jedi Network, any one of these podcasters that are up and coming, or don't wait for the big ones to call you after you, because guess what? Because you made yourself over and they want to capitalize on your fame. We want to help you try to get fame and be notified and have your voice amplified here on the Sports Jedi Network or any other our friends or all the different content. There's many content creators. It doesn't have to be just here. Take the time. You know what? You make a fan. Even if you don't make a fan of the host, you don't know who's listening in his followers. That becomes the fans and buy a ticket and follow you. And I appreciate everyone, all these names that have come on with us for the past year, that have given us their time. One of my favorites, and we are proud, so proud of this young lady. To see her main event Ring of Honor television titles, see her main of Honor, Ring of Honor wrestle Deonna Purrazzo, see her last weekend take on the TNA Knockouts champion. We talk about our girl Janai Kai, the best, one of the best out there. And when she has a successful moment, we get excited because she genuinely became a friend, and we, at least for myself, fell in love with her story, why she loves pro wrestling, why she does it. I love it. I love to hear that. To see one of my fellow Latinas work and the way she works her ass off, not just her, the way to see Matt also when he works his ass off in the independent scene in the East Coast, to see Jared Jarrett, to see Ray Sanchez starting up his promotion again from Respect the Crap. Great job. I love to see that. That's what we want, and we want that to be amplified and support, not take shots, not to belittle, not to take jabs, but to elevate together.
Well said. Well said. Yeah, look, you can't schedule an interview and not show up. That's what I'm gonna say. You're not gonna get very far because you're unreliable in that. I'm not, we might not know you, but that's not a good first impression. And again, at the end of the day, we are the fans. So, but I think you're spot on, brother. Spot on.
No, and thing happens in life, and it's not the first one. Things happen in life. Car accident or the dog ate your homework.
Of course.
We get it, but reschedule. Be courteous. Or say, guys, I really said I was interested, but something came up. I'm no longer interested. I think I would have that.
I would rather have that than me. Yes. Then get ready and then get stood up. Yes.
And because you wasted time preparing for yourself to come and join us, getting excited to promotion, had thoughts and process, prepare, not to ask you a question that is ridiculous, to give you something question and about interest and so forth, to get to know you more. And you don't get booked. You don't come on and you don't even give us the reason why, or at least a reply. No longer interested, guys, or I'm not able to. It's just I don't want to do interviews right now. And we had that. Listen, I'm recovering from an injury, from an ACL. When I recover right now, I'm not in a good place to talk wrestling or my career. I had talents tell me that. Great, I understand. Recover, recoup. That's it. That's all. Remember, we want to get you over, and again, we might not be the sharpest knife in the deck, but we could do some type of damage. You're only as good as the strength of the link, and if you come together, we can get it amplified. So please, if it's also your part as independent wrestler. If you want to get seen, show these big companies that you could conduct yourself in a podcast, in an interview. Regardless, they'll see that you have the more shots on goal you put out there, the more opportunities you're going to get. So that's the word of advice for the Sports Jedi Network from me, BX Sports Jedi Kev. Again, it doesn't have to be here because it's all you just want people to come on your channel. Yes and no, but also we want to see the independent scene continue to grow and you guys make money. Whether if you're not going to make it in a big company, but you make fans online, people will turn out. Again, names I gave you: Richard Holiday, like Chris said, Tommy Invincible, Ben Bishop. There's many more of those out there, that are doing great jobs out there. So with that said, we appreciate everyone. Thank you guys. Watch all our different watch-alongs, all our different programs. Again, I want to give a shout out to the Smoke Session, the Famous Davis podcast, the Multiverse Mashup, all the gentlemen there on that, them doing a great job there. Spurs, talking Heat, as well as the Dynamite Bros here on Wednesdays from the Garden of Thoughts with Jeff Littman. The Out of Character podcast coming soon to the Sports Jedi Network. The Octagon Report with Austin on the MMA Report. All the different. We got a lot of different things going on in the Sports Jedi, and we're going to continue to grow. And all the interviews with me and Haas and Chris, and of course, Famous Davis got a big interview with Joe Gacy coming up exclusively with aka Joey Sawyer, Joe Gacy coming soon. We can't wait for that as well. So we got that going on. Details, the date and all that's ready to go, where that's going to be locked and loaded. All eyes on that and so forth. Check out our interview with Elena Black. AJ Francis, thank you so much. He made us first class. He elevated us to first class on that interview, as well as Leon Slater that built the Slammiversary. Enjoy the weekend of professional wrestling. We'll be here locked and loaded for recaps, watch-alongs. Of course, may the sports be with you. Be safe there on a Friday.
Yo, what's going on? This is the youngest in charge, Leon Slater, and you're listening to the Sports Jedi Network. You get me?
You're watching Jedi Sports Network with Kev.
I'm Tom Hannafin from TNA Wrestling. You're watching the Jedi Sports Network.
Tune in to Heel of the Ring podcast on the Sports Jedi Network channel. May the sports be with you.
What's up, Kevin? It's me, Miles Bourne. I just wanted to come on here real quick and say thank you for your support. I really appreciate it, and the fact that you're there every Tuesday really means a lot to me.
Hey guys, this is Elena Black, and you are watching Sports Jedi Network.